This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast, or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's Friday night again. It's a rainy and chilly fall evening here in Norman, Oklahoma. I'm Colton Fleetwood alongside Peyton Means, and we have a awesome matchup for you tonight. It'll be the Norman High School Tigers taking on your Yukon Millers. And of course, folks, throughout the season, I've been telling people wrong. I've been telling people everybody makes the playoffs. That is not correct. And so, Peyton, we were discussing this and talking with the coaching staff. We were told wrong by some of our directors here at the network. So the correct stipulation now is every game's a playoff game from here on out for Yukon. They cannot lose one more game. They must win tonight, and they must win next week in order to pick up that 6th spot in the district to be able to make the playoffs.
It really is. It's win or go home for the Millers. The Millers have to come out and play every game like it's their last one, but it has to start with a win tonight. They have to win this week against Norman, next week against Edmond Santa Fe to have a chance to make it to the playoffs. But if you don't win tonight against Norman, the next week's game against Santa Fe is useless. It has to start with a win tonight against a Norman team who's in a very similar situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to tell people, by the way, we're on our countdown to kickoff that's brought to you by our friends at Champion Plumbing. Champion Plumbing, don't settle for less. Call the champs. Voted the #1 plumber in Edmond, Oklahoma in 2021. Free plumbing estimates, 100% workmanship guarantee, and affordable services. So that is our countdown to kickoff sponsor. And we are on the countdown to kickoff. It is senior night here for these Norman Tigers. About 17 minutes left till we are underway. And like I mentioned, it is a rainy and chilly evening here. So that'll make things a little more difficult perhaps for Norman because they do like to throw the football a little bit more than Yukon does. So could be interesting, but both teams do like to run the football. Same with Norman, their quarterback, Tyus McCartney, if I can say it right, McCarty, excuse me. He is a runner as well. He can throw the football, so we'll have to see if the rain impacts the throwing game at all. But like I said, we've got about 16 and a half minutes left until kickoff, and so we'll take a break. We'll come right back, and we'll discuss the starting lineups and keys to the game. So stay with us. You're watching Yukon football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts? Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
And welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. I'm Colton Fleetwood, alongside Peyton Means, and like I mentioned, a cold and rainy night here from Norman, but still, this is football weather, right, Peyton?
Really is football weather. It's the type of the season where you're going to lean on your run game, and both of these teams like to do it. They both like to lean on their run game, and it's a perfect weather for a game like that.
You bet. And so, folks, we want to talk about our starting lineups tonight, but before we do, we have to tell you who brings you these starting lineups, and it's our friends over at Animal Crackers Kids Consignment. They accept clothes, shoes, toys, books, baby gear, and so much more. They're located at 501 West Vandement in Yukon, or heck, you can give them a call, 405-354-1753. Go check out Animal Crackers if you have some stuff that you need to get out of the house. Peyton, let's go ahead and read those starting lineups.
All right, we're going to start with the offensive side of the ball. Logan Troxel, he's our starting quarterback. In the backfield, we'll have Logan Day and Kennison Rogers. Playing receiver, we've got Heath Sperry, Caden Morey, and Grady Mackey. And on the offensive line, we've got Jackson Farley, Cooper McSparron, Drake Ellis, Ethan Keene, and Blaze Harris. And then on the defensive side of the ball, got Sam Johansson, Braden Brock, and Austin Spengler as your big defensive linemen. At linebacker, we've got Spencer Scott, Alex Wilson, and John Lavoie. And in the secondary, we've got Jackson Bodine, Zane Samara, Lucas Jones, Karis Antwine, and Grayson Den.
All right, Peyton, good job. And, one thing I do want to just talk about briefly here, obviously Logan Troxel is noted as our starter tonight. Pretty sure he's starting. Nothing that has changed or been told by us. But one thing to note, last week, of course, Holton Key, who's been out all season due to a foot and ankle injury, he is suited up. He suited up last week, suited up again tonight. We actually watched him in warm-ups out there. It looks pretty good. So you never know. Maybe he gets into the football game tonight, maybe not. But one thing to keep in mind, this is the school that he transferred from. So, hey, if he's healthy and ready to go, you need him. Maybe this is the night you throw him in there and give him a couple reps.
I think definitely you could see him tonight. We saw him dress out last week against Edmond North. Didn't see him get into the game. But even if this is one of those situations where even if the player doesn't say it might be personal, a kid like Holton, he's going to want to get into the game, get some action against a lot of his former teammates. So it'll be interesting to see if we see Logan Troxel, how much we see Holton Key if he gets into the game, and how much, if any, if we see both quarterbacks in the game.
Yeah, and obviously you can probably hear the national anthem being played beautifully by the band before this game. And so, Peyton, real quick, let's go over our keys to the game, and I'll let you go ahead and take it away.
I think the biggest key for the Millers is finishing drives, offensively and defensively. Last week's game against Edmond North in a lot of ways was, if you watch that game, that's how a lot of their season was, how it's been the entire season. The offense would get things going, defense would get things going, force themselves to where they can execute and have a favorable situation, but they haven't finished. The offense hasn't been able to punch it into the end zone. They've had turnovers and mistakes. The defense hasn't been able to get off the field on third down as much as they would like. So I'd say my key to the game is finishing the drives. If you finish those drives, you have a very good chance of coming out tonight with a win.
All right, now our keys to the game that Peyton just read to you are brought to you by Extreme Tree Services. Premier Tree Service in the Oklahoma City Metro, tree trimming, brand and tree removal, tree pruning, and stump removal and grinding. Give them a call. It's Extreme Tree Services at 405-977-9001. And folks, on the clock here, showing 10 minutes on the dot until kickoff. We'll take another break. We'll come right back. You're watching Yukon football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Aw, look, how sad. Everybody but you has a debit card, and they're all out having fun, shopping, dining, feeling good. And here you are with crumpled cash and counting change. Not a good look, pal. Sounds like your wallet needs a friend. That friend is a PayMe debit card from Communication Federal Credit Union. Use your free PayMe card in apps, in stores, and anywhere you shop. You're good to go. Come into any branch and open your account in as little as 10 minutes or go to comfedcu.org. Communication Federal.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we take pride in taking care of our community. When we hit the road, we're fully prepared to solve your plumbing issues. We're family owned, and we are the standard for plumbing service. With a team full of champions, being the best plumbers in Oklahoma is just part of the job. So when we show up, you can rest easy, knowing that whatever the issue may be, we can handle it and make you a happy Champion customer. Contact Champion Plumbing today.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
The Earth is 70% water. And 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Oklahoma Sports Network. I'm Colton Fleetwood, alongside Peyton Means, and hey, it's a rainy and chilly night, but it's fall and it's football time, so you know what? This is where the weather works out nicely, in my opinion. I like it, but not a lot of people here tonight, and that's because of the rain. Not many people agree with me and Peyton. We were just talking. We're, of course, some of the few who actually enjoy football games, going to them. And this, you just throw the layers on, put a poncho over it, you're in good shape.
Definitely, you're in good shape. I think this weather, in a lot of ways, it benefits a lot of these teams. We know how both the Millers and the Tiger, Norman likes to run the ball. They like to establish the run game.
Yeah.
One of the things that will be big in this game, who's going to establish their physicality from the get-go? Because this is the type of game where if you come out slow and you come out lackadaisical, you can put yourself in a big hole that you can't dig yourself out of.
Yeah, you're right, Peyton. And something that has actually really hurt Yukon this season is the fact that they have gotten themselves in those holes, and they haven't been able to dig themselves out of them. And early in games, that's been the key for Yukon, is that they have played really well early in football games for the most part. But where we've struggled is towards the end of that second quarter, trying to close out the half. They've not been able to close out halves, and then that turns them into a deficit they try to bounce their way back from, and they've not been able to do it. So for Yukon tonight, Peyton, I think that is a really important factor. They've got to be able to close out the half, continue on with a good start to start the football game, but then also close out the second quarter and pick it up in the second half and see what happens.
I think a lot of, like you said, a lot of that, how this game comes down to how you start quarters and how you end quarters. How are you going to start? How are you going to keep the momentum? Or if Norman has some momentum and has some positive things going, and how are you going to take the momentum back from them, and how are you going to use that to come out with the win tonight?
Absolutely. And so the captains are on the sideline here, so I want to tell you who our coin toss sponsor is. It's our friends over at Lime Realty, and our good friend there is Justin Chaco. You need to call Justin for all of your home buying and home selling needs, because Justin is the guy. He's personable. He is very, very good with his customers, loves to help, and loves to do all things realty. So give him a call. His phone number, 405-822-6050. And again, that's Justin Chaco over at Lime Realty, as Norman sends out all of their seniors, I would imagine, for this coin toss. That's pretty cool. Yukon sends out 4 young men of their own. Logan Troxel, one of those guys. Have to wait and see what happens with this coin toss. You know, Yukon has been big about trying to defer to the second half if winning the coin toss. Peyton, we know that's your theory as well. It's what you like to do. It's what I like to do too. Especially in the you are more of a defensive team. You like to run the football.
Yeah, if you're a defensive team, deferring, get your defense out there, get some of their energy going. On a night like this, it's also going to be big. Create your own energy. There's not a lot of fans on the stands on either side, really.
Yeah.
You're going to have to use your team, use your energy, guys. You create your own excitement, create your own energy, and that starts by going out there and making a couple plays.
Yeah, I agree completely. So here we go. Referee's going to give us the signal. Let's see how we're going to start this football game. Norman will receive. So there you go. Just like that, Yukon will start the second half with the football. They'll start this game kicking off. Yukon wearing their white uniforms tonight with the red numbers, white helmets with the Miller logo on it. Norman wearing black uniforms with orange trim. And we were just talking before the game off the air, and we were saying how ironic is it that Norman's high school football team wears black and orange. It's just kind of interesting, but I've thought that since I was in high school. I remembered thinking about that. But nonetheless, the Norman Tigers will make their way to their tunnel. Yukon will make their way to theirs. We'll take one last quick break, and when we come back, we'll have kickoff. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Miller Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. It is time for some football. Both these teams have made their way to the sidelines, and though it's not technically a playoff game, it's a playoff game for your Millers. They have to win tonight, have to win next week. This is the time for the Millers to get hot. They've got an opportunity in front of them. Let's see how it plays out on the field, but we're excited, they're excited. Big moment, big game here tonight. And the opening kickoff is brought to you by the best pizza place in Yukon. It's Rounders Pizza, located 815 East Main Street, where every day is game day at Rounders. They make everything from the dough, the sauces. They make it all, no pre-cooked or anything frozen. So check them out. It's Rounders Pizza. And Peyton, any last thoughts before we kick this one off?
No, not really. It's a playoff atmosphere. It's must-win for both teams. Norman wants to keep their playoff seeding. Yukon trying to work their way into that 6th and final playoff spot. It's a big game for both teams. We'll see. Excited to see who comes out on top.
All right. Ethan Nakawo, the kicker for Yukon, set to kick it deep here. The returners are going to be, I found this kind of interesting, by the way. One of the return men is actually the quarterback, Tyus McCartley, and Xavier Shackelford is the other one. And so those will be our two return men back there. Peyton, how often do you see a quarterback returning kicks?
You don't see it very often, especially in 6A, but when you have a guy the caliber of Tyus McCarty, you're throwing back there.
It is a pooch kick that actually ends up going out of bounds, and so going to be a penalty to start the football game. Not a good way to start.
Not the start you were looking for on the opening kickoff.
Our first quarter sponsor for tonight is Inflatable Adventures. For the best bounce house rentals Oklahoma City has to offer, look no further than Inflatable Adventures. Give them a call, 405-324-0622. All right. So interesting to see what the young man Tyus McCartley can do. Look at this offensive set here. Real tight, right next to him. Now everybody goes in motion, including the quarterback. Going to be a direct snap to the tailback. He runs forward, picks up a nice gain, close to a first down actually, as it looks like he gets all the way up to the 43-yard line.
And that's something that the Tigers like to run quite a bit. They'll use Dax Knowles, one of the bigger power type backs. Just line him up and let him run downfield and try and get as many yards as he can.
Second down and 2 for the Tigers.
Dax Knowles again is going to be set back there. Knowles takes the snap. Play action. He can throw it, folks. Throws a good ball over the middle. It's caught at the 30 for a first down. Tackled immediately at the 29-yard line. And we've got whistles being blown. Was there a flag? I think there was. I thought I saw an offensive lineman possibly too far down the field. We'll have to check the flag. I don't see a flag, but I think it's coming back. There's the flag on the very far side, right next to the sideline. We'll see if that's what it is. It is coming back. And that's exactly what it is. Ineligible receiver downfield. Tell you, Peyton, normally that's not something that anybody would catch. Normally, including myself, I just happened to be looking because I thought they were going to run the football. I didn't think he was actually going to throw it. And I happened to see the center was about 7 yards downfield. So that'll back him up. Yukon catches a break. Ball goes back to the 38-yard line. It'll be second down and 8 from there. Second down and 7, I should say. Knowles again takes the snap. Going to run to the near side. Break it outside. Picks up a first down. Up to the 47-yard line.
And when you've had the type of issues that the Millers have had at stopping the run throughout the entire season, and you come up, it's about matchups. And Norman's the type of team between Tyus McCarty and Dax Knowles. They're going to lean on their offensive linemen, lean on their run game, and they're trying to get every yard and use that to their advantage.
Brings up a 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
The first down. This time the quarterback is out of the gun next to Knowles, but Knowles takes the snap, hands it. Nope, no he doesn't. Quarterback keep, rather. Knowles takes the ball. And finally he is brought down to the ground, takes it into Yukon territory to the 46. That was a hard keep there by Knowles. I thought for sure he was handing it off. Waited until the very last second, pulled it down, picked up a good gain again.
And one of the keys for the Millers, if they're going to have any success in this game, they're going to have to establish the line of scrimmage. Braden Brock, Austin Spangler, they're going to have to drive the offensive linemen of Norman back a little bit, throw them off their plan if they're going to have any amount of success in this game.
2nd and 3. Hands it off. This is the first time Tyus has gotten the football. Spins off a tackler, picks up the first down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
That's just a simple run play. The Miller's defense starting to key in off of Dax Knowles, hit Tyus McCarty off the right side. Deuce Trinery and Easton Peterson did a good job of setting the edge, allowing McClarty to get out in space.
That last name is very easy when you look at it on paper and then you try to go and say it, and that last name will tongue tie you to death. Tyus McClarty. He's actually set up at quarterback now, the first time for the night, and a hard count gets the Millers to jump. I'll tell you what, this is about as bad of a start as you could possibly have if you're Yukon, letting Norman go right down the field and then jumping off sides.
Norman's starting to establish things in the run game, and this is the type of game where the penalties like that, the offsides, the pre-snap penalties are going to be killers.
First down and 5 for Norman.
Need to get the ball to the 30 to the Tigers. McClarty looks to the sideline. Going to get a change of calls here. Plenty of time on the play clock at 25. Quarterback keep. Tyus cuts up to the middle. Hit pretty good, but still picks up the first down inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
And that's the type of play that is at the top of the Norman Tiger play sheet. Just reading the end line of the line of scrimmage, reading the defensive lineman. On that time, they just read John Lavoie. John Lavoie crashed in on the running back, and McClarty pulls it for another first down conversion.
There's a handoff to the right side. A little sweep play. Handoff went to Jenkins Gray. Gray picks up a good amount of yardage. May have lost the football for a split second there, but the Tigers were able to get back on top of it. In fact, he did lose the football. An offensive lineman was able to jump on top of it, knock all the air out of the football. So it'll be a 2.5-yard gain.
The way the beginning of this drive has been, that's a win. If you can limit the Tigers to 2-3 yards, that's what you're looking for from this Millers defense.
Good tackle. There's a good tackle as Tyus was running to the near side, and he was brought down immediately.
It's a great job by that one. Spencer Scott read it the entire way. Spencer did a good job of filling the gap, meeting Tyus McClarty right in the hole and stopping him right in his tracks and causing a big third down.
Tell you, Spencer Scott is a young man who just seems to make plays no matter where he's playing, whether it's special teams, defense. He knows how to make plays. He makes them happen. Big play there. Third down and 8 to go. Knowles takes the snap. He's got a wide open hole to the near side, picks up the first down, and takes it out of bounds to the 15-yard line. There was nobody there to account for that one.
Nope. Like you said, nobody on the left side of the Tigers' line of scrimmage. Linemen running free, running downfield. Nobody there for blocks, and it's when a little bit of a bust in coverage, a little miscommunication on where everybody's lined up, and Oregon will take advantage of that every time.
Knowles again sets up at quarterback. Now he switches back as a tailback, and he takes the handoff from McClarty, runs right side, and a good low tackle. If that tackle's not made, he probably scores. Good tackle out there. Looked like that was a defensive back. Jackson Bodine on the tackle.
Jackson Bodine again, and tackling in space is going to be big. Tyus McClarty, some of the Xavier Shackelford, JT Deaton, some of the Dax Knowles. Tackling in space is going to be big for them. They cannot allow broken tackles if they want to have a chance to stop this Tigers offense.
Knowles out of the gun, takes the snap, hands it to McClarty. McClarty running left, puts on a move, and he was wrapped up and tackled. I know the first down. It'll be first and goal here as the Norman Tigers have brought this ball down the old-fashioned way on the ground all the way down to the 2-yard line. And they have chomped up quite a bit of clock, too, with 6:54 left to go in the opening quarter.
Not going to be a lot of drives for either offenses, and that's a perfect drive for Norman so far.
McClarty started under center. Now he backs away. It's a snap to Knowles. Knowles runs and plows his way forward, but he was stopped just shy of the goal line. It'll be second and goal inside the 1.
It's a good job by the Millers defensive line, doing just enough. They're going to have to stand tall. Norman's had all the success so far on this drive, and their defensive line and the front seven defensive line and linebackers are going to have to come up big if they want to keep the Norman offense out of the end zone.
Inside the Miller one.
Hand off inside into the end zone. It's a wait for the signal. Norman touchdown. Right down the field they went. An impressive drive for Norman. Knowles on the score. Knowles was a big part of it with his legs taking those direct snaps. And the guy that was advertised was Tyus McClarty, but that was right there was all Knowles.
And that's, if you're Norman, that's the type of drive you're looking for. They opted to take the ball. They had confidence in their offense. They took the ball and drove all the way down the field and put one in the end zone.
The extra point by Sam Hernandez is up, and it's good. So 7-0 our score, 6:09 left to go. We'll be right back. You're watching Miller football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
Back live with you, and it is a squib kick that hits a Yukon player and goes right into a Norman player's hands, but he went out of bounds. He could not control it. Yukon catches a massive break. Because right there, if that ball goes to Norman, this is just the worst start possible. Yukon catches a break. It was not a pretty one, but they caught it. So now Yukon's offense gets good field position at the 39-yard line. And the Millers have a chance here to, hey, get a rebound after the defense gave up a long drive. But now they need to do something offensively here. They need to make a statement. They need to get their defense a little time on the sidelines to regroup. As there's the snap, handed off to Day. Day running right, tries to use a stiff arm, and he's going nowhere as there was two defenders right there on top of him, one of which was the young man who just scored a touchdown, Dax Knowles.
The Millers' running game is going to be key. And Norman's defense they're smart and intelligent enough to know how to make you miss blocks and how to use the blocks against you. Huge mishap by the Millers on first down.
Troxel out of the gun. Takes the snap, hands it off. Looks like that handoff, I believe, went to Heath Sperry, and it did. Sperry gets back to the initial line of scrimmage. Maybe got +1 there. Gets it back to the 40.
Back to the line of scrimmage. A little more manageable on that one. Sets up a third down. You guys can't see it on camera. The rain is coming down down in Norman pretty hard. Ball security is going to be big, and it'll be interesting to see how much is the rain going to affect the likelihood of the Millers throwing the ball on third or fourth down.
3rd and 9. Big play. Bad snap, throws off the play. Troxel now has to look to pass, has no chance to, and then he fumbles the football. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. So the ball will go back to the initial line of scrimmage, but pressure was coming really, really quickly there by Marion Wayne, and so 4th down and 9. And now Yukon going to have to punt, go 3 and out. Give up a long drive, then go 3 and out. Those are the two not quite the worst possible things because they almost gave up an onside kick, but still not a good start at all for this Miller football team.
Not an ideal start at all, especially in a big game like this. Now you have a guy run on late on special teams. Just a really tough start for the Millers.
That's the things that'll just drive a coach crazy. Bad snap, but controlled well by Cameron Jellison, who has been a good punter this season when he's had the opportunity to kick. Knowles gets the fair catch at the 35-yard line, so not bad. Considering that snap, good job by Cameron Jellison to get that ball off and at least whip the field a little bit. You know, Cameron has had a rough season, but it's not been his fault. He has had bad snaps. He's had poor blocking on some of the punts. They've not done a great job with that, but Cameron himself as a punter has done a good job when he's had the opportunity, and I think he's a fine punter.
When you give him time, it's punting. It's three things: snap, blocking, and hold. And when you get a good snap, and when you allow your punter time to get off a punt, Cameron Jellison has been excellent. He's able to get the ball off and flip the field the best of his abilities using his leg.
Tigers take over first and 10 at their 34-yard line.
All right, so here comes Norman's offense, who was just awesome on the last drive. Quick pass, and it's covered perfectly, and a good tackle there. Karis Antwine makes the play, loss of yardage.
That's an excellent play by Karis Antwine. He did an excellent job reading, reacting. He knew the screen pass was coming. He did a good job of shedding his blocker, not allowing his blocker to get his hands on him. He makes a tackle for loss and sets Norman back behind the line of scrimmage.
Trying to get that ball out to JT Deaton out here on the near side. Two receivers lined up right, one to the near side. McClarty takes the snap, hands the ball off, up forward. Trying to see who made the carry there, or who took that carry, rather. Looks like it was Jenkins Gray on the carry. Pick up about 3, so it'll be 3rd down and 9. If I'm not mistaken, Peyton, I think Zane Samara came downhill and actually made that tackle.
Zane Samara and some of the safeties filling the run gaps are going to be big for this Millers defense if they're going to have any success.
We're right on top of the ball. Yukon almost jumped off sides, just barely did not. 3rd down and 9. They need to get the ball to the 44-yard line. High snap to McClarty, and that actually maybe affected the play a little bit as the Millers are able to clean it up. It's going to be 4th down and 8 now, so the Millers make a stand defensively. So, hey, a rough start defensively for Yukon, but on the second possession, they bounce back strong.
They bounce back strong, puts Norman in an interesting spot as they have to send out the punt unit. And John Lavoie and Spencer Scott are going to be big for this Millers defense, including Zane Samara. Those guys are going to have to be big if the Millers want a chance to win this one.
Number 18, Birdie Boyd.
So Norman will punt it away. It is a line drive, spiraling punt that bounces at the 20, and a Yukon oh my goodness gracious. I thought that ball was almost touched by a Yukon player. It was not. It goes all the way to the 9-yard line, so a terrific punt on that play. So back to return there, looked like Lucas Jones, if I'm not mistaken. And, well, I thought he was going to lean down there and touch that football. Good thing he didn't. But the Millers will start at their own 9-yard line now. A absolutely wonderful punt there by the Norman punter.
The excellent job by Brody Boyd. They gave him the punt coverage team gave them enough time. Millers brought quite a bit of a straight rush. Punt coverage team did a good job, and it sets the Millers all the way back to their 9-yard line.
Handoff up the middle. That's Jesse Eakers on the carry. Takes it up to the 15-yard line. Good gain on the play. Gives them about a 5-yard carry.
And those are the plays the Millers are looking for on first down. If they're going to win tonight, they need to have positive plays. Get Jesse Eakers involved early. Get Logan Day involved early. Get them going. Establish the run game early and establish where you can hit the holes against this Norman defense.
Ball is loose on the ground. Recovered by Norman. There was confusion on the handoff. Looked like Chartzel and his back there didn't know. It looked like it was Logan Day. So Logan Troxel and Logan Day with the mistake. And the mishap cost the Millers big time. It'll be first down at the 14-yard line for Norman. And they're set up shop inside the red zone.
So what we talked about, ball security is going to be a huge factor in this game. The rain is still falling. Keeping a grip on football, having good ball security is going to be big. And in this type of weather, you have to be sure on if you're handing it off or if you're keeping it. And even the smallest bit of miscommunication can end up in a costly turnover.
The Miller 14,
They just played Luke Combs, When It Rains, It Pours, and boy, does it ever. No pun intended with the rain falling tonight, but the way the Millers have played to start this game, the rain is pouring for them as they've got to step up and make a play here as they do. A good play and good effort by the defensive end. Looked like that play was made by Keaton Opelt out there. Keaton's made plays all season long. Makes one there. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
The big play on that one, Sam Johansson did a good job of setting the edge, not allowing Dax Knowles to hit the edge and attack the corners and edges of this Millers defense. Did an excellent job of setting the edge and forcing everything back inside where guys like Keaton Opelt and Spencer Scott can make the tackle.
McClarty and Knowles in the backfield. Looks like that's what they'll do most of the evening as Knowles takes the snap, keeps it, and he runs right up the gut into the end zone for a Norman touchdown. His 2nd of the night. It's Knowles on the carry. And Dax Knowles is a 6', 180-pound junior, and he's got 2 touchdowns on the ball game. And Norman, just like that, is up by 2 scores with 1:24 left to go in the first quarter. It's raining, it's pouring here in Norman, and Norman is pouring it on in the early going on the scoreboard.
Norman just taking advantage of the opportunities. The Millers turn it over on offense, and with the way they've established the run game, really makes it real easy for them to put it in the end zone.
Extra point from Hernandez is a rough kick. That's no good. Looks like he slipped right whenever he was going to kick the football. So 13-0 our score. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Miller Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network from Norman, Oklahoma, where it's 13-0. Norman on top of the Millers here with 1:24 left to go in the first quarter. And, about to kick off here is Hernandez. He missed that last extra point. But normally he's a pretty good kicker. I think he had to have slipped there on the kick. Another onside kick. And a good job that time by Yukon. They played it well. Earlier they did not. They played it well this time. That's Baylor Weaver who sat down on that play and made it. He is a sophomore. Love to see him making that smart play.
Smart choice by Baylor Weaver on that play. Had a little bit of a mistake on it the last time. Bounced off of his face mask. Did a good job of reacting to it and setting the Millers up with pretty good field position on their own 40-yard line.
Millers have to get on the board here. They cannot go 3 and out again, or they definitely cannot turn it over again. Let's go, Millers. Let's see what we got right here. Troxel out of the gun. Takes the snap. Hands it to Day. Day with a good carry forward. Picks up about 3. Boy, it looked like more than just 3, but nonetheless, a positive gain is better than no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Positive gain, especially on a night tonight. There's other factors with the weather, the rain, stuff like that. Always looking, especially in this type of weather, got to keep moving forward. Keep your body leaning forward. Logan Day does a good job. Didn't have a big run right there. Got a good gain of 3 yards. Sets this offense in motion.
So I see 28 is checked in the game for the Millers, Peyton. Do you have him on your checklist? He takes the carry to the near side. That's Day again on the carry.
And this Millers offensive line is going to have to be big. They're going to have to stand big. Norman's defensive line does an excellent job of getting pressure against the Millers offensive line. And the Millers offensive line is going to be big. They're going to have to win their one-on-one battles if this offense is going to have any success.
Big 3rd and 5 coming up here for Yukon. Troxel takes the snap, hands it to Day. Day cuts it outside, picks up as many yards as he can, gets close to the first down, actually. That second effort may have gotten him enough. What a run there by Logan Day. Picks up the first down, the first down of the game for the Millers, and it comes late here in this first quarter. Only 10 seconds to go.
Like you said, Excellent second effort by Logan Day. Does an excellent job keeping the legs moving. That's going to be big. Keep the legs moving, gain as much extra yardage as they can.
Troxel the snap, has to leap for it again. Now he's looking to pass, going deep, looking for Sperry. He's got him. It's dropped by Sperry. Oh, what a throw from Logan Troxel, and it slipped through the fingertips of Sperry, and you have to wonder if the wet weather had anything to do with that.
Definitely did. It looked like he had Heath Sperry in stride. Just wasn't able to bring it in. Slips off his fingers. But we've seen the Millers are able to get some of their receivers open. Try and get their guys involved, even though the wet weather, they're still trying to get some of their receivers involved.
Second and 10, and Troxel takes the snap. Hands to Day. Day again carrying with all he's got here. Past the 45 to the 44. Good run again by Day. He's a warrior, my friends. Logan Day will give you everything he's got every time that football's in his hands. That is the last play of the first quarter, folks. So we'll take a break. 13-0 our score after one. Norman on top. Yukon has work to do. They have the football and a big third down coming up when we come back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network, where it is third down and about 4 here for the Millers. They need to get the ball to the 39. Hands it off to Jesse Eakers. Eakers, good hole up the middle, picks up the first down, and the Millers keep this drive going as they are now inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Eakers' second carry of the game, and it was a good one.
Excellent job by the right side of that offensive line. Ethan Keene and Blaze Harris, they did a great job on that play, giving Jesse Eakers a huge hole. Jesse Eakers doing an excellent job of hitting the hole and keeping the Millers' offense in motion and keeping this offensive momentum.
Our second quarter, by the way, is brought to you by Sherry Logan over at State Farm, as Eakers again gets the ball, carries it down to the 35-yard line, and he's brought down. But I need to tell you more about Sherry Logan at State Farm because she does great work over there. Give her a call. It's 405-354-1996. She covers you for life, home, car insurance, and more. Get a free quote now because, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Sherry Logan will always be there for your insurance needs. Second and 6. Troxel hands it off to Day. Day comes to the near side, now tries to cut back up, now goes back outside, picks up a good chunky yardage down to the 29-yard line, just shy of the first down. It'll be third down and inches here. We'll call it inches from the angle we have. It looks very short. So looks like the Millers will have 2 plays to pick this up, most likely. It'll be 4-down territory for them.
I think this is definitely 4-down territory, and you're starting to see some push from the offensive line. The Millers' offensive line doing a good job finally establishing the line of scrimmage and allowing their running backs to have some excellent gains.
Troxel, a delayed quarterback run, and he lost yardage on the play as there was a swarm of Tigers who came flying in at Logan. So 4th down now and a for sure yard.
And that's one of the areas, the strengths of this Norman defense. Their front seven, their defensive linemen, and their linebackers. That's one of the strengths of this team. They like to lean on them for a lot of success, and they allow their defense to do a lot of different motions and movements and gives their defense free to play freely.
Yukon tried to get Norman to jump off sides, almost got him. Now Coach Hahn going to call a timeout and talk it over. So we'll take a timeout with them. 13-0 our score. 10:20 left to go in the second quarter. You're watching Miller Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back live with you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's 4th down and 1 for the Millers. They're trailing by 13. This is a huge play, even though it is early in the ball game. Troxel takes the snap, hands it off to Eakers. Eakers, boy, he was stuffed. He was stuffed, and he is short of the down to make. It is going to be first down, Norman. I thought initially he had a huge hole, and that hole got closed in a hurry. And, boy, Jesse's shaken up there as he's holding his left shoulder. Have to hope he's okay as he's going to come off the field banged up here. So Norman will take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. And Norman, boy, they sure showed up ready to play some football today. The weather has not affected them whatsoever.
It hasn't, and Norman's in a very similar situation to the Millers. They're still trying to improve their seeding, and a win against the Millers can help them out a lot.
There's a handoff up the middle. Off to the races goes McClarty. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Norman. There was the explosiveness from Tyus McClarty on display, and they extend their lead to 19-0. What a start as Norman is pouring it on here on Yukon.
They're pouring it on, and they got their guy open in space. Just quarterback option. Tyus does an excellent job. He reads the defenders, sees where he can pull it, and if he can keep it, he keeps it, takes it all the way to the house for another Norman touchdown.
Extra point attempt from Hernandez here. Snap down, hold down, kick is up, and it's good. 20-0 our score. Norman on top. Yukon has a lot of work to do. Do they have a comeback in them? We'll have to wait and see. Still early. Stay with us on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
We're back live here on the Oklahoma Sports Network from Norman. 20-0 our score. Norman off to a really hot start over our Millers. And Hernandez now set to kick it away. He's been kicking onside kicks most game. This one just a line drive kick. Almost looked like he was trying to kick it out of bounds. Tell you, he nailed that ball right into his own sideline. So good field position on all 3 returns for the Millers, but just nothing has come out of it. They had a decent drive going last possession and installed on a big 4th down inside the 30. So, Peyton, I do have to ask you something. And again, I don't like to question coaching. And that's not what I'm intending by this question. But I am curious for you. You're a former player. 3rd down and 1, 4th down and 1. It's 3rd and inches, actually. Why not try and go under center?
I think, especially with this particular type of offense, a lot of it is based out of the shotgun. There's not a whole lot of under center formation, so I think a lot of it's just the familiarity.
Troxel was looking to pass, and I think he just threw that ball away as he threw the ball over to Sperry, but he was covered. Probably a wise decision there from Logan because there was nothing open down the field either.
Sperry was covered, and this Norman defensive line, they're starting to get pressure. They're starting to get pressure on Troxel, trying to make things uncomfortable for him, and the Norman defensive line is starting to inflict their will on this contest.
And back real quickly, back to what I was just saying. That's more of a question, not necessarily about just what Yukon was doing, but maybe in general. A lot of teams are doing that, And so Troxel runs the option to the right side, pitches it out to Day. Day picks up a nice amount of yardage, gets the first down past the 46-yard line to the 48. So there you go. Good run by Day. But yeah, that's the thing, Peyton. So many teams are all shotgun-based, and so I think that goes back to what you were saying is most teams just comfortable. That's what they run is shotgun plays.
The familiarity. And especially with the rain like this, if you're going to go to under center, there's always the potential of a turnover with the wet football, bobbled snap, and it ends up being a turnover against you.
Good point. There's a snap, handoff to Day. Day bounces off of a tackler and backpedals his way for an extra yard. Gets it down to the 47-yard line. Good carry there. Logan Day's having a nice game.
And Logan, he's had some individual efforts, like you said, using some extra effort, get the extra yards or two. I think if the Millers are going to come back in this game, we're going to need to continue to see some of those extra effort plays from this Millers offense.
Option coming to the near side this time. Day gets it again. Day to the 40, takes him out of bounds at the 39, takes himself out of bounds at the 39-yard line. He's a little shaken up here on the Norman sideline as a couple Tigers go to help him up. Good sportsmanship. It is a first down, though, for the Millers.
And if you're the Millers, you've seen the last couple of plays, you've seen some success. The outside is there. You're able to attack the edges, make the defensive linemen and the linebackers. Make them pick. Are they going to cover Logan Day or are they going to cover Logan Troxel? Make the defenders pick, and as we've seen the last couple of plays, they're going to come at Logan Troxel, and that allows guys like Logan Day to get in the backfield and get the ball for some big runs.
Got clarification that Kawika Burnett is the one wearing number 28, and he takes the play action, a hard play action, as Troxel tried to run right, but he was brought down by the ankles by Brody Boyd, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, so he'll be second down and 10 coming up for Yukon.
That's a good play by Brody Boyd of making a play in space. Logan Troxel is not the quickest guy to tackle, not the easiest guy to make a tackle in open space on, and Brody Boyd does a good job of breaking down, reading Logan Troxel's hips, and making a tackle in open field.
Troxel looking to the sideline here. This is an important drive, down by 20. Every drive will be important from here on out for Yukon, but this one in particular, you've got to stop the bleeding. You've got to cut into this lead as Troxel pumps, looking to go deep, got him in wide open, and he overthrew it. Boy, earlier they had a guy less open than that, and it was a perfect throw that was dropped. This time, overthrown. But I will say, Peyton, the receiver did stop. He did stop and turned around. You got to keep running, but even still, that ball was in the sidelines pretty good.
That's a ball that's got to be there. You've seen the routes are getting open, the receivers are getting there, but when you have a guy like Baylor Weaver, the coaches have seen he's been able to get some more playing time. They've seen some of the success he's had with the weather and the effects. That's got a ball that's the type of play that can change the momentum for your team, and that's a ball that's got to be there.
Troxel again looking to pass. Escapes the pressure, still looking downfield, throws a floater up in the air, and it was knocked down. Good coverage. But actually, I like the idea there, trying to go to his big guy, let him go up and get it. That ball was intended to go up for Caden Morey, and Caden, was just not able to bring it down. But I like the idea and the aggressiveness from Logan. Give your guy a chance. It's going to be 4th down and 11, so the Millers will have to punt here, trailing by 20.
Yeah, I like the idea. Try and get your big body receiver, try and get him involved. But Monty Johnson, he did a good job staying in Caden Morey's hip pocket and making it as difficult as possible for him to bring that pass in.
Jellison gets a clean snap. Hits a punt to the far sideline, and it goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Great punt there from Cameron Jellison. Flips the field.
Does a good job flipping the field, and it puts the Tigers inside their 10-yard line. But we've seen the explosiveness of this Norman team. We've seen how explosive their offense can be. And the defense, they made their adjustments on the sideline with the defensive coaching staff, and they're looking to make a stop right here.
Boy, they need to stop desperately. You do not want to get down 4 possessions. A lot of times you get down 4 possessions, it's rainy outside, still a lot of time left to be played, and that's when games can really get out of hand. Not even as much worried about trying to come back and win at that point. It's just trying not to keep it from getting out of hand. The Millers still can come back. 20's doable. Once you get past that, it's very, very hard. with the offense they run is Keaton Opelt, it looks like, makes a great tackle for a loss. Slings his man down in the end zone, and he's trying to get his team fired up. Good play from Keaton. That's the second big play from him out there on the end.
And it's like we discussed, the linebackers are going to be big. Defensive line did a good job of getting some penetration against this Tigers offensive line. And Keaton Opelt does a good job on the edge of the line of scrimmage, making the tackle for loss, trying to back up this Tigers offense even more.
Second down and about 14. McClarty takes the carry, and he is wrapped up. No gain on the play. Third down and long coming up. So, hey, Miller defense putting their best foot forward here on this possession. This is another big play. Do not want to give up a first down here.
That's John Lavoie. Again, another linebacker. We're going to be saying their names a lot with the amount that Norman likes to run the ball. John Lavoie, Alex Wilson, Keaton Opelt, Spencer Scott. Their names are going to be called a lot, and they're going to have to be big to keep the Millers in this game.
Norman just made a big chunk substitution. They have done that a couple times tonight. I was expecting it with it being third down and long. They were going to put in some smaller guys, maybe some more receivers. Instead, it was quite the opposite. They put in the big boys, and that's why. Look at this tight formation. This is old school as old school can get, as there's going to be a flag for an illegal shift, I believe. Yep. Oh, they just called a false start, so there you go. That'll back them up half the distance to the goal. Backs them up to the 3-yard line. They need to get the ball to the 18-yard line, so it's 3rd and 15 here for Norman.
It backs them up, but we've seen the success that Norman has had coming out of this formation.
You got to be careful here if you're Yukon. Don't let anybody sneak into that backfield on you, even though they're running what looks to be more of a running play. They will go ahead and run it, and Yukon's all over it. Good play by the Millers. That was a really, really good stand. Now, there is another flag down on the far side of the field. We'll have to check it, see if it's an illegal formation. A lot of times those sideline judge, if it's, yeah, it is on Norman, so this penalty will be declined. And they'll have to punt out of their own end zone. Good job there by the Miller defense.
And that's what you're looking for from the Millers defense. Come back. Norman gets the ball inside their own 10-yard line, back towards their end zone. Did an excellent job. We saw them start to shed blockers. They're reading and reacting, not allowing. They're staying in their responsibilities and not allowing for the big play to come from the Norman offense.
So now having to punt right there at the very back of the end zone is Norman. Yukon looks like they're going to come after it. We'll have to wait and see if they do. Oh, boy, do they ever. Didn't get there on time. Actually, a pretty good punt for that, but it'll be fair caught inside the 40 at the 36-yard line by Jones. So that's where Yukon will take over. Good field position. Defense sets them up in good shape.
Yeah, like you said, good job by the defense. Just Norman, they've had a lot of success with their rushing plays, so that's a good job. Not allowing the big play, not getting a penalty to help out Norman's offense a little bit. Just everybody on the defense doing their job, staying in their lanes and their gaps, and not allowing any big plays from this Tigers offense.
Troxel takes the snap, hands it to Day. Day running to the near side, has some room. Inside the 30, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line. Another good run from Logan Day. First down, Yukon.
Excellent job by the Millers' offensive line, left side of the line in particular, setting the edge. If you give Logan Day just enough room, he can use his footwork and his speed and his power just enough. He does a good job of cutting off the outside of the offensive line, taking it, hitting the edge, and getting a big play on first down.
Troxel running the option to the far side. Pitches it out today again. Day's got some more room to the 20. 15, 10, he tries to cut it up inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. They mark him out at the 8, actually, so a couple yards shy of the 6, but they'll mark him at the 8. First down and goal coming up here for Yukon, and you got to love it. Logan Day bringing his team down the field. He'll check himself out here as he looks to be a little bit out of gas, but they'll get him back in shortly, I would imagine, if they're not able to score prior to that.
And we're seeing the offensive line start to come in their own, but look, the receivers, Baylor Weaver, Caden Morey, the blocking the receiving core is just as big as the offensive lineman.
Kawika Burnett takes the carry, and he was tripped up at the 6-yard line. got excited there for Kawika. I thought he might sneak his way into the end zone. As he gets his carry, he'll come out. Logan Day right back in.
Keep the fresh legs. Kawika Burnett, Logan Day, Jesse Eakers. Keep the fresh legs in, and when you have some momentum, you got to keep your fresh guys in, keep your legs going, and keep the offense running downhill.
Day and Troxel in the Yukon backfield. 3 receivers trips to the right. 1 receiver to the near side as Logan going to keep it, going to throw a pass out to Sperry, and Sperry walks into the end zone for a touchdown, but a flag is down. We'll have to check the flag to see if this touchdown will score or count. I think we're going to get another illegal man downfield, Peyton.
There's a penalty marker down on the field.
Troxel initially took off running to the far side, and then he decided to throw it. So now there's going to be a long conversation here between all the officials. They want all of them in on this.
They all want to be a part of the conversation on this one.
Got to make sure and get it right. They know this is an important call. Still waiting on the white hat. 5:23 left to go in the second quarter. Yukon is trailing 20-0 as of now. They just scored, but there was a flag down. We'll have to see if it is an illegal man downfield. We'll wait. Oof. Okay. So not illegal man downfield. It's pass interference on the offense. That wipes off the touchdown. And, boy, you know what, Peyton? To be honest with you, I saw it. I didn't think the ball was past the line of scrimmage, but it was. It must have been. And so that's why that was a penalty. If that's the case, correct call by the officials, and a great job on their part to talk about it. Give them credit where credit's due. It does stink for Yukon, though, because they just lost a touchdown, and now it's second down, basically in 21, second goal at the 21. This time the option is read perfectly by Norman. Big loss all the way back to the 28-yard line. Going the wrong way.
Going the wrong way. A penalty on that play, a missed block, and again, one thing has led to another. When you're on offense and you're down by as much as the Millers are down by, you can't let the negatives pile up, and they're starting to pile up.
I got to ask you, Peyton, if you're Coach Hahn, do you just try to chunk this ball up into the end zone? I mean, a field goal really doesn't help you that much. You're trailing 20-0. I might just, or you can try and get it closer and give yourself a shot at fourth down, as it is going to be a pass play, and it read out perfectly. What a play. That play was made by big number 94, and that is Daniel Geyer. Geyer makes a nice play, and now it's fourth down and a long way to go. And so now I think he probably just kicked the field goal. Ethan Nicolo does come out to kick it. It'll be a 47-yard attempt here for Ethan. Just trying to get Yukon on the board as they trail by 20 with a little over 4 minutes to go. Nicolo's kick, he drills it, but I think he missed it to the left, and he did. No good. 20-0 still the score, as Ethan had plenty of leg on that, but just missed it to the left. So we'll stay here. We'll take a break. 20-0 our score here. And Peyton, you know, nothing has gone right tonight for the Millers. They scored a touchdown and a penalty, an offensive pass interference call, because the ball literally was 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, and they were blocking on it. It was a penalty. Had that ball not been behind, or would have been on the line of scrimmage or behind it, it would have been a touchdown. No penalty. Tough break.
It's a tough break, but you can't let them pile up. And see, a negative play after just one missed block sets them back even farther. And you send your kicker out, Ethan Nicolo, for a pretty long kick. Like you said, he had the leg, just couldn't get it through the uprights, and it throws your defense right back out there.
Ooh, hard hit there. Whew. Looked like that was Bodine on the tackle or Zane Samara?
Zane Samara on that one did a good job. Defensive line, when you see Norman, what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring pullers in front, try and get some lead blockers in front of Tyus McClarty. And the defensive line did a good job of following the blockers, not allowing the run game to get to work in between the lines, the interior of the offensive line. And Zane Samara does a great job of filling his gap and making a tackle for loss.
2nd and 12. Will now turn into 2nd and 7 because the Millers jumped off sides. 3:29 left to go here in the half. Nothing has gone right tonight for Yukon, folks. It's been a rough first half, and it's been kind of a different game than what Yukon's played most of the season. They have normally played really well. This is around one of the game where they have struggled is late in the second quarter, but up until then, all season, they've played pretty well early in games. Tonight that has not been the case, and Norman has played lights out. They have really come ready to play. McClarty takes the snap. He's going to take off running, escapes a tackler, escapes a second tackler, and keeps his feet turning up to the 31-yard line. Boy, had him stopped for a loss, and he winds up picking up a first down. McClarty is a impressive runner, and he showed it right there on that first down carry.
McClarty, he not only has the speed, he has the power. He has the power, and he can slip through tackles, break a couple tackles. Even if you think you have him crowd in the backfield, he can use his extra speed and power to gain some extra yardage.
McClarty out of the gun, has three receivers to the far side, hands it off, it's stuffed. Good job there by Braden Brock and also Alex Wilson. Both those guys combined there on that tackle. Second down and 12 coming up.
And that's a good call on the blitz. Norman hadn't thrown it a whole lot. Bring Alex Wilson, Lucas Reyes, bring everybody, Braden Brock shedding his blockers, bring everybody, sets Norman behind the line of scrimmage, and allows your defense some more freedom to play more freely.
Tyus looks to throw, completes the pass. Ooh, dangerous play there. Luckily, Jackson Modown was able to make that tackle, because if he wasn't, he was going to walk that one into the end zone. Max Wilson was ready to go off and running, and Max Wilson is one of those young men on the outside that does have some speed, but it is only a first down. Takes the ball to the 42-yard line. Could have been a lot worse.
And even though we haven't seen a lot of passing, the defensive backs still have to be ready for any passing game.
It does seem like Yukon has at least figured out the run game, because another good tackle there, that time stopping Xavier Shackelford. He gets nothing. In fact, lost 3 yards.
Yep. The linebackers and the front seven's really starting to key in on what Norman's offense likes to do, starting to key in on the run game, and they've made those adjustments. They've started to counter this Norman offense, and they're just trying, if they're the defense, make some stops and set up your offense with opportunities to score.
Shackelford again gets it. This time picks up a little bit of yards. Maybe got back to the initial line of scrimmage, and he did. So it'll be third down and 10. Clock is running under a minute left to go. 52 seconds left. Neither team taking a timeout. Wouldn't expect the Millers to, because then that would give them an opportunity, Norman an opportunity, if they're able to get this first down. So Norman, I'm sure, will wait and see if they're able to get this first down or not before they decide to start taking some timeouts. But a lot of time is coming off this clock, so maybe not. 35 seconds, they may be good just going into the locker room up by 20. Can't blame them for that. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Looks like they'll just run it all the way down and take their timeout. That's exactly what they do. 19 seconds left to go in the half. 20-0 our score. Norman on top. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. 20-0 our score. Norman on top. 19 seconds to go. It's 3rd and 10 here for the Tigers. We'll see how aggressive the Tigers are. A couple teams that have been aggressive have had some luck against Yukon at this point in the game, so maybe they might take a shot here. Yukon has to be ready for it, as McCarley will take off running, and nobody open because there's great coverage. Now there's somebody open, but it's not enough for really anything to go deep on them, as there's a couple flags coming in. The back judge and also the far line judge both throw their flag.
There is a penalty marker down on the play.
We'll have to check the flag. There's 11 seconds left to go in the half. Yukon trying to decide what they want to do. I think he just declined this penalty. They didn't get the first down, did they? I don't think they did. Ineligible receiver downfield. And Yukon accepts the penalty. So instead of just declining it, they decide to accept it. I guess that's to maybe try to push the ball back a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it backs them up a little bit, sets them even farther back. Looks like the time will just run out on the second quarter.
And that's the end of the first half of play.
So that'll do it for the first half, folks. 20-0 our score. Norman on top of the Millers, and the Millers have a lot of work to do in the second half. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back and have a little conversation for our Buffalo Wild Wings halftime show. So stay with us. You're watching Yukon Miller football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's halftime here from Norman. 20-0 our score, and the Tigers are on top of the Millers, and still raining pretty good here. No signs of really letting up. It's supposed to rain all game long. Just this light, annoying rain is what it is, or as Les Miles would call it, a wet rain. So 20-0 our score, Peyton, and we're on our great Buffalo Wild Wings halftime show. And this Buffalo Wild Wings that I'm talking about is the one in Yukon, located at 1765. Help me, Peyton. Shedeck Parkway. I always mess that one up. Thank you. 1765 Shedeck Parkway. Watch live games with us every week, and don't forget they have the at-home exclusive bundles starting at $9.99. Gosh, that's a great deal. Wings, burgers, salads, and a great combination of famous sauces that make Buffalo Wild Wings one of a kind. Your neighborhood Buffalo Wild Wings before or after the game. And also, they didn't mention it, but I really like that cheese curd burger, guys. You know, that burger is pretty darn good. And so if you're ever looking for something new, go ahead and try that cheese curd burger. You won't regret it. And, hey, whenever you're there, let them know the Oklahoma Sports Network told you to try it because it's that good. And so, Peyton, look, our halftime show tonight, we're going to discuss what happened in this game. Also kind of discuss the future of the rest of the season moving forward, because we only have one more game after this one. It's next week at home. It's senior night for Edmond Santa Fe. So I got a couple things I need to talk about. First things first, Yukon has to come back and win this game. And Coach Hahn's got to go into the locker room and let his guys know, this is it, guys. If we don't come back and win, we're just playing for our seniors next week, and that's it. Correct?
Correct. And it's a tough speech that you don't really want to have. You're looking to come back. You're down 20. You've seen some good things. We've had some open passing plays, some penalties on some longer plays that haven't gone our way. We've seen some, it's been a lot of what this Millers team has seen throughout this entire season. We've had some success. It's sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back. A penalty, a very costly penalty on that touchdown, could have kept the momentum on our side. Backs us up a little bit, and then a missed block results in a tackle for loss, a negative play, then a missed field goal. Millers have had some success. Defense has counteracted the Norman run game. They've started to make some stops, but it comes down to finding ways to get the offense to put the ball in the end zone if they're going to have a chance to win this one and still have a chance to make the playoffs.
No doubt. And so to recap some of what's happened here, the opening drive for Norman, they went right down the field for a touchdown. It was a long drive. And then from there, Yukon went 3 and out, gave the ball right back, got a stop, but then fumbled the ball at their own 16-yard line. From there, Norman punched it in, and then shortly after that, on their next possession, Norman, Tyus McClarty went for 70 yards on a long touchdown run, and that's how we got to 20-0. The Millers did have a touchdown earlier, but it was called back on an offensive pass interference. No joke, by 2 yards. That's what it was. It was a ball past the line of scrimmage, 2 yards deep. Had it not been that 2 extra yards, it would have been a touchdown. So that wiped that off the board. They went backwards from there and missed a long 47-yard field goal from Ethan Nicolo. Just missed it to the left. So that is our score right now. That's where we have it, 20-0. And, hey, Peyton, guess what? This is cool. And everyone listening, you need to listen closely. Do you like money? I know I do. Do you like gift cards? Do you like going out to eat for free? Well, listen, the Oklahoma Sports Network wants to do that for you. As we enter the final weeks of the 2022 football season, this represents 7 years of live Oklahoma Sports Network broadcasts, and none of this would be possible without you, our faithful viewers, and we appreciate all of you. So the OSN team wants to say thank you by giving not just one, but multiple $100 gas or grocery gift cards. Get your free chance to win, and listen closely, by visiting oksportsnet.com/win. Okay? I'll say that for you again. Go to oksportsnet.com/win. And while you're at it, go ahead and go like all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all of it. You don't want to miss out. You have a chance to win $100. Again, I'll read it one more time. oksportsnet.com/win. All right, so guys, 20-0 our score. Norman on top. We'll take a little break here. You've been watching our Buffalo Wild Wings halftime show, and we'll be back for the second half. Stay with us. You're watching Yukon football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Aw, look, how sad. Everybody but you has a debit card, and they're all out having fun, shopping, dining, feeling good. And here you are with crumpled cash and counting change. Not a good look, pal. Sounds like your wallet needs a friend. That friend is a PayMe debit card from Communication Federal Credit Union. Use your free PayMe card in apps, in stores, and anywhere you shop. You're good to go. Come into any branch and open your account in as little as 10 minutes or go to comfedcu.org. Communication Federal.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we take pride in taking care of our community. When we hit the road, we're fully prepared to solve your plumbing issues. We're family owned, and we are the standard for plumbing service. With a team full of champions, being the best plumbers in Oklahoma is just part of the job. So when we show up, you can rest easy, knowing that whatever the issue may be, we can handle it and make you a happy Champion customer. Contact Champion Plumbing today.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
The Earth is 70% water. And 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts? Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back, folks, to the Oklahoma Sports Network. It was a good halftime break there. 20-0 our score. Norman leads Yukon. Yukon has a lot of work to do. The good news is they do start with the football, Peyton.
They do. They start with the football. Both teams were in the halftime for a good majority of the halftime. A lot of time, Yukon was in there for almost the full time. So I'm sure a lot of different corrections, adjustments were being made. Offense with the offensive coaches, defense with the defensive coaches. And Yukon, they get the ball first. Be careful with. We've seen some of the kicking in, the onside kicks. Be careful with that as we kick off the second half. But if you get the ball, recover it, have the chance to get on the scoreboard and get your team back in it.
All right, our third quarter sponsor tonight is brought to you by Bob Huey. This November, you got to elect Judge Bob Huey. He is from Canadian County. In addition to living here, Judge Huey has also worked in Canadian County since his graduation from law school. And Peyton, I think you saw what happened there. I missed it. Go ahead and let us know.
Millers, again, Norman kicking the onside kick, kicking it in between multiple guys. The Millers come out of the pile with the football, and they have the chance, have some good field position once again to try and drive down the field and put some points up on the board.
All right, so the Millers offense, another lucky break there on that onside kick. I don't know if I want to call it lucky, but got a break. Getting that football back, it's always a battle. Yukon has not been able to capitalize on the momentum from these good field position opportunities as they pick up 2 yards on the handoff today, up to the 43-yard line.
Like you said, Day didn't get a whole lot of yards, but he gets two, keeps the offense moving in a positive direction. And Lance Eubanks, the Sam linebacker, did an excellent job on that play, blitzing from his linebacker position and disrupting the play just enough to limit the damage by the Millers offense.
Yukon taking a long time to get this play in. Finally get it. 10 seconds to go on the play clock here. Got to get this play off. Boy, Yukon just got that off. Troxel back to pass. Under pressure. Being chased out of the pocket. Makes a good ball over there to Burnett. Off the hands. Right off the chest, actually, Burnett. Incomplete. Another drop. That's 2 drops tonight that we've seen from the Millers. A couple nice throws from Troxel, and guys aren't bringing the ball in. So 3rd down and long coming up here for Yukon.
3rd down and long, and it's not where you want to be if you're the Millers. Very minimal gain on first down. 2nd down, almost a delay game, taking up all the play clock, and now it's a 3rd and long for him.
Troxel runs the option, fumbles the football, scooped up by Norman at the 40-yard line, and that's where Norman will take over. Coming up with the football was Brody Boyd, who's had a nice game tonight.
Yeah, Brody Boyd. We've seen him all over the place. Defense, special teams, doing a good job just flowing to the football, reading and reacting, and causing a turnover. And not the start, very similar to the first half, not the start the Millers offense was looking for.
Not at all. Not at all. So here come the Norman offense, and they've been pretty good tonight.
First and 10 at the Millers 40-yard line.
Tyus McCarty takes the ball to the near side. Picks up a few yards inside the 40. Marking at the 38. Flag down. Have to check it. Might be a hold. It is. So that'll bring up 1st and 20 for Norman.
And that's a good job by Zane Samara on that one. Wasn't able to get in the backfield, but he did an excellent job of getting in the backfield, of doing just enough to cause the holding penalty and back up the Norman offense a little bit.
Tyus McClarty again in the backfield. A reminder that they ran some pretty trickery stuff early. He keeps the ball up the middle, picks up a good amount of yardage, even more yardage inside the 40. Ankle tackled at the 37-yard line, picks up a good chunk of that, about 14 yards for Tyus And, boy, Peyton, that's frustrating. That's just a simple run up the middle pretty much.
It's a simple option type play. But Tyson McCarty, he's the type of kid, you miss 1 or 2 tackles, and he can make you pay. He gains all the original penalty yardage back and then some for his Norman offense.
McClarty has yet to really put the ball in the air either, although right here looking like he's going to set up a screen. And the Millers did a good job reading it. Doesn't matter, though, because they're still going to pick up good yards. Missed tackles, and a flag comes flying in from the back judge at the 25. Have to check this flag. There's 2 of them, actually. This might be a hold. It is. It's going to be a hold on Norman. So Yukon catches a little bit of a break there. Ooh, block in the back. I saw the coaching staff saying you just got to throw your hands up in the air. That way you don't get that call.
Yeah, that was poor heart stock on that one. Like the coaches were showing him on the sideline, just get your hands up. Because if you get the block, the type of block that he was going for, nowadays that's a penalty every single time.
Tyus again keeps it running right. And ankle tackled again, just shy of that first down marker. So 3rd and 2 coming up here for Norman. You'd imagine 4 down territory, 2 plays to pick this up.
Absolutely, I think it's 4 down territory. And Norman, they're going to go to an offensive formation that's it's been very successful for him. Bring in Dax Knowles to be sort of the wildcat quarterback in the situation. Bring some of their bigger bodies in and just go with some power football on this one.
Knowles will take the snap. Knowles will run it. Has the first down and more. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. 3rd touchdown of the game for Knowles. Dax Knowles on the score, and Norman adds on to their lead here in the 3rd quarter. Now leading at 26-0. 9:25 to go.
It's just the left side of the Norman offensive line. They did a good job driving the Millers defensive line backs, have a hat for a hat, a guy for a guy, and giving Dax Knowles a huge hole to run through for another touchdown.
Extra point is up. That's good. 27-0 our score. Norman on top. 9:25 left to go in the 3rd. We'll be right back. You're watching Yukon football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. 27-0 our score. Norman on top of Yukon. Norman set to kick off. Another touchdown from Knowles just a few moments ago. And Dax Knowles has 3 touchdowns tonight. He's having a tremendous night. Everybody was worried about Tyus McCarty, and quite frankly, he's only scored 1 big touchdown as there's the onside kick. Have to be careful of that. And a good job there by, looks like, Baylor Weaver to fall on that ball at the 40. Baylor's done a good job of that, other than the first time, which didn't hurt him. But he's done a good job since then. So the Millers good field position again, but like we said, they have not capitalized on any good field position tonight, and they are looking to do so now. But it's probably too late. They're trailing by 27, and the way the Millers, play offense, they're primarily a run-first team. Coming down from 4 possessions is just not likely. But they'll have to do it if they want to have anything to play for next week.
Going to need some big plays to come from this Millers offense.
Well, big plays like that as Day takes it to the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Yukon. You can put him on the board. Logan Day who has been the one Miller who really has played well tonight, and he tacks on a huge run, and the Millers are on the board.
Just said we were going to need a big play. Logan Day does an excellent job of using his blockers and using his speed, hitting the edge of the sideline and putting the Millers finally on the scoreboard.
Ethan Nicolo now will look to kick the extra point, make this a 20-point game again. Flags come flying in. Encroachment on the defense here. It's only a small little penalty, so he'll continue just to kick the extra point. No need to try to go for two here. Snap back, hold down, kick up. Kick is good. 27-7 our score. Yukon finally on the board. We'll be right back. You're watching Miller Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Aw, look, how sad. Everybody but you has a debit card, and they're all out having fun, shopping, dining, feeling good. And here you are with crumpled cash and counting change. Not a good look, pal. Sounds like your wallet needs a friend. That friend is a PayMe debit card from Communication Federal Credit Union. Use your free PayMe card in apps, in stores, and anywhere you shop. You're good to go. Come into any branch and open your account in as little as 10 minutes or go to comfedcu.org. Communication Federal.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. The Millers on the board, 27-7, and then perfect timing. Peyton, what scoring recap do we have?
It's a one-play, 60-yard drive with the touchdown run by Logan Day.
It's a high pooch kick received at the 30-yard line, and fumble! Ball's on the ground! Yukon's got the football inside the 40 at the 38-yard line, and the Millers will take over 1st and 10.
Just needed one thing to go right. The long touchdown by Logan Day. Special teams is becoming a big equalizer. The rain's still falling. Just putting a hat on the football. When not only tackling the returner, tackling the football, causing the turnover, and put your offense back on the field.
We said a moment ago, and it just seems like I just said it, because I did. 4 possessions is really hard to come back from if you're Yukon. There's still a long way to go. But these are the 2 things you needed to happen, a quick score and a quick turnover. And just like that, the Millers have a chance to cut this to 2 possessions here if they're able to cash this in. Troxel is going to lose yards. You know, the problem for Yukon, Peyton, is that they do run a lot of the same plays over and over again all season long. And eventually, you know, these teams see film, so they're just ready for those plays, right? And so right there, you might, instead of trying to run that play where you throw it out into the flat, maybe send a guy down the sideline instead and fake that. It might be open, you know?
You could, but if Troxel has a little bit more time, he delivers that pass to Heath Sperry, or Heath Sperry on the sideline.
Now they're going to try to run a pass play, and it is open. Sperry's wide open! Dropped! Dropped by Sperry. It was a wide open touchdown, and Sperry drops his 2nd of the game. Oh, boy.
That's a pass. It's another one. Heath Sperry, almost too wide open. That ball sat up there a little bit. Heath Sperry had to wait for it to come down a little bit. That's another tough break for the Millers.
3rd and 13 now. Boy, the Millers have had their chances, folks. They have had their chances, and they've just not capitalized on them. Troxel back to pass again. He's going to throw this one down the deep side. Looking for Morey. Morey does not even have a chance because that ball sailed and goes out of bounds. So now it's 4th down and a long way to go. All right, 4th down here and 13 to go. And the Millers look like they're going to have to go for this. Troxel has 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Troxel back to pass, pumps, steps. He's got guys open. Throw it, Logan. Now Logan's going to take off running, and he's got to get a block. Can he get it? He got the first down. What a run from Logan Troxel.
Like you said, he had some guys open, caught in the scramble drill, does just enough using his legs to get the Millers first down and keep the drive alive for him.
Boy, good run from Logan, but my goodness, if he was able to, and quite frankly, I don't know that he was able to. He had guys open if he could have thrown the football, but Logan makes a lot out of really nothing there as far as trying to do it on his own. But he did it. He did it. Now he hands the ball to Day. Day's trying to get something, and now he needs a block from his quarterback, and unfortunately, Logan wasn't able to get there, and a big loss on the play. Loss of 3.
It's a tough one. Logan Day thought he could have hit the edge on the left side of the line of scrimmage. Norman's defense, they did a good job on that play, flowing to the football, reading and reacting, and not allowing Logan Day to have another big run.
Second down and 13 coming up. 3 receivers lined up here to the near side. Going for the end zone. This to Baylor Weaver. Double coverage. Weaver tried to leap for it, but there was just no chance. It's going to be another 3rd down and long. And the Millers are going to have to make something happen again here on a 3rd down and a long way to go.
Another 3rd and long. Just another play where the Millers had a guy in the flat looking for a screen pass, had some guys headed down the field. The Tigers did a good job. They saw the screen pass wasn't there, and the defensive back for Norman did a good job of doubling up Baylor Weaver and making things very difficult for a pass to get there.
Millers have to get the ball to the 15. They need 13 yards to get it there. They're going to run the option to the far side of the field. And that's a fumble. And Norman has it. It was a pitch to Logan Day. He tripped and fell and was not able to collect it. And just like that, Norman has the football back. So, hey, Yukon made it interesting there for a second. And unfortunately did not cash in on the turnover. So now Norman gets the ball back on a turnover that they forced there on their own. 7:11 left here in the 3rd quarter.
It's a tough break because that play could have been there. They had the blocking set up for Logan Day to potentially keep the drive going and convert another 3rd down. But it's the footing with the turf field and how wet the field is and how it continues to stay wet and not very good for your footing. That's a tough break for him.
Tyus McCarty back out of the backfield. Hands it off. Big run. 1st down carry. That was Devin Alexander on the carry, the 5'8", 165-pound junior.
And one of the things that's impressed me with this Norman running game is how patient they are. How patient they are waiting for their blockers. They're not rushing. They're waiting for their blockers to set up before they hit the hole. And they've had a lot of big runs just by being patient and waiting for the holes to open up for them.
Run brings up a 1st and 10 for Norman at the Tiger 42-yard line.
1st and 10. Alexander was the man running in motion from left to right. Tyus kept it, lost yardage on the play. Good job defensively there by the Millers up front.
It's a good job by Braden Brock and Austin Spangler. They did a good job of creating havoc from their interior defensive line, gaining penetration against this Tigers offensive line, and not allowing Tyus McCarty to really have anywhere for him to go.
The stop brings up a 2nd and 12 for the Tigers.
Alexander to the near side. Picks up good yards. They'll mark him out right at midfield, it looks like. They're just shy of it at the 49. Going to be 3rd down and 3 coming up. Well, the referee keeps moving on me. 3rd and 4.
On that play, it's again Norman trying to go back to the pulling game. That time it was Cade Spencer and Matthew Eli just pulling around to the left side, trying to get your big bodies in space. That's something we've seen a little bit from Norman, of trying to get their linemen, your tight end, some of your bigger and more talented blockers out in space to create some more holes for your running game.
Millers need to stop here on third down. And flag comes in. It's a delay again. So that'll back him up 5 yards. Make it a little tougher on Norman. It'll be third down and 9.
Back him up a little bit, and we'll see if this Norman defense can answer the call and make the stop here on third down.
Ball's on the ground here. It's still on the ground, and I think Yukon got it. Another turnover by Norman. Boy, Norman played so well, but they're starting to make some mistakes, and Yukon's starting to capitalize on them. Tell you what, Peyton, could you imagine? Could you just imagine if a couple catches were made for Yukon? This game would be right there.
And I can absolutely imagine it. We saw some things open up with the passing game, and that's just taking advantage of a botched snap. The center quarterback exchange between Tyson McCarty and Caleb Robertson missed it a little bit, and then Miller's defense sets this offense up in really good field position once again.
After the fumble recovery, Millers have a 1st and 10 at the Tiger 38 yards.
All right, Millers, let's see if we can finish this one off. Troxel takes the snap, hands it to Day. Day is gang tackled there by about 4 Tigers. He's second down and 8.
Looked like Logan Day looked like he had the spot, had a potential hole for a little bit, but then the holes closed very quickly. Some of the linebackers and defensive linemen shed their blocks and made a good job of limiting the big play possibility on that one.
A little over 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 27-7 our score. Yukon trying to fight back. Hand off to Day again. Day goes forward, picks up another 2 or 3. It'll be third down and 5.
Again, feeding Logan Day, 3rd and 5. They're continuing to keep Logan Day involved in this offense. And Brady Boyd for Norman did a good job on that play of just shedding his blocker and making the tackle on Logan to stop the potential damage.
So now what do you call it if you're Yukon here? Do you dial up a pass or do you try to run it and give yourself a shot at 4th down if you can't pick up the 1st down? Let's see. 3 receivers to the far side. Troxel is looking to pass. Troxel sets his feet. Ball right on the money. Caught by Baylor Weaver. Past the sticks for a 1st down.
That's an easy pitch and catch for Logan Troxel and Baylor Weaver. The Miller's offensive line does a good job of keeping the pocket clean, not allowing any of the Norman defensive linemen to get through and get pressure on Logan, and Baylor does a good job of finding the markers and setting up shop and bringing that pass in.
Hand off to Day. Day going to the far side of the field. Could not escape that would-be tackler. He is brought down and only picks up about 3. Boy, it looked like Day had a chance there if he was able to escape the tackler. Instead, the young man was able to bring him down. Good tackle in the open field.
And Norman's defense, they're doing a good job. That was Monty Johnson again. Doing a good job of closing the gaps before Logan Day can hit them. There have been a couple of plays where it looked like they could have been big runs for Logan, but the Tigers defense is doing a good job of closing these gaps before anything big can come from them.
Troxel's looking to pass again. Now he's under pressure. He throws the ball. Boy, that ball barely was thrown forward. I thought it was going to be a backward pass there for a second. But it is just an incomplete pass. Sperry was in the area. 3rd down and 8 coming up.
And Norman's defensive line on that one did a good job. They did a good job on just disrupting the pocket, disrupting the timing of Logan Troxel and creating pressure and forcing him to throw it away.
Incompletion brings up a 3rd down and 8 for the Millers.
Troxel has 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Morey is on the far side. Big size advantage over there if you want it. Instead, they'll roll out, looking to pass over the middle, incomplete. Looked like Logan was his arm was hit as he threw the football. Wasn't able to get the juice on it that he wanted. So it's now going to be 4th down and a long way to go. 4th and 8. So do you kick the field goal here or do you go for it? I think you got to go for it. Trailing by 3 touchdowns.
We'll see what Coach Hahn and company decide. But, yeah, it looked like Logan's hand was hit as soon as he released that one. He had some potential options in the end zone with Heath Sperry and Baylor Weaver, and now it sets up a crucial 4th down for this Millers team.
Big play here. Yukon needs to make a play. Troxel back to pass, has time. Now he just dumps it off to Day. Day's got to make a man miss. He cannot. It's a turnover on downs at the 25. Got to give credit to Norman's defense because they've had their back against the wall quite a few times tonight as they've given good field position to Yukon on their kicks at the 40 almost every time. And then back-to-back possessions where they turned it over deep in their own territory, but the Norman defense comes up strong both times and keeps this score at 20-point lead, 27-7. And so now Yukon's defense has to continue to keep playing. And you know, when you get down like this, it puts so much pressure on your defense, the Miller defense, because it's almost like pitching. Whenever you're not hitting the baseball, the Yankees found that out. When you're not hitting the baseball, it puts so much pressure on your pitching to have to pitch and play perfectly, as the defense is playing a lot better than they did in the first half, is on this carry is only a couple of yards up the middle for Tyus McCarty.
Like you said, the defense has the pressure of their own now. They've done some really good things. They've set their offense in position to have some big plays, to have an opportunity to score. They've caused some turnovers. They've caused some havoc against this Norman offense, but it hasn't resulted in points for this Yukon offense. It puts more pressure on this Yukon defense. They have to stay perfect. They have to stay in their gaps and in their lanes if they want to continue to give them a chance.
McClarty takes off to the far side. Now he's going to look to throw, wide open, overthrown. He was just like bordering the line there with the line of scrimmage before he decided to try to throw it. Had a man open, but just a little bit over his hands. So 3rd down and long. Miller defense here, they're fighting, they're scrapping. They're trying to keep their team alive as they are trailing by 20, but they're doing everything they can to at least give them a shot and see if the offense can't put some points together, as they have really struggled to do so.
They are. They're giving everything they've got to try and continue to give their offense a chance. But that had the making of a big play. Tyus McCarty got as close as you could get to the line of scrimmage without going over, but he had a guy, Max Wilson, who was wide open, just overshot that throw a little bit.
Handoff up the middle, and it was absolutely stuffed. Keep no pelt yet again. It'll be 4th and 10 for Norman, and they'll have to punt it away. Yukon's defense, 3 possessions in a row, have done their job.
Defense answering the call. They saw what Norman was doing with their run game, and ever since then they've done an excellent job of making the adjustments they needed to and doing their best to stop down this Norman offense.
So now this punt attempt here is Jones is back to return it. It's a line drive punt. Not sure that Jones is really going to have any chance to even do anything with it, as that ball was touched at the 40, and so the ball will go back up to the 40-yard line. That's where the Millers will take it.
So again, it's the Millers defense has really started to gain some momentum, gain some confidence the deeper into this game we go. They've seen the last couple of drives, continue to make stops, continue to try and cause havoc, even cause a couple turnovers. But now it's up to this offense. You're down by 20 points. You have a little more than 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The Millers offense needs to get some of their positive momentum back. Need to get some plays going, try and get another touchdown, try and get some more points in the end zone before the Millers start to run out of time.
Ball at the 40 here for the Millers. Hand off to Day. Day running to the far side of the field. Picks up a couple. Going to be 2nd and 8.
And the Tigers defense, they've started to make some adjustments of their own. The Millers offense had been able to attack the edge, attack the corners and outside linebackers of this Norman defense, and the Tigers defense has made their adjustments, and they've started to shut down some of the outside running game.
Millers need to try to make something happen here, and they kind of need some more quick scoring. 2:28 to go in the 3rd, trailing by 20. Got to try to figure out a way to make lightning strike. Let's see. Handoff today. That's not going anywhere. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. I mean, I understand, again, we've said this a lot this season, Peyton. I understand you are a run-first team. I get it. I really do. but you've got to try to put the ball, I think, in the air, at least come up with some more play designs where at least you start looking for a pass. If it's not there, give Troxel a chance to run it. They've had a lot of success doing that. But as of right now, the run game's not giving them a lot of good looks as far as handoffs go. They've had a few decent runs here and there. Other than the one long score, though, they've not had a lot of success. Now you're putting yourself in a third and long situation where it's more difficult to throw the football because they're going to be bringing the pressure and the heat on Logan. Logan looking to throw. Man wide open over the middle. Overthrown. My goodness, they've had their chances. Grady Mackey this time wide open. And I promise you, Mackey, he's the kind of kid you just almost can bet your money on. He's going to catch the football when his chance comes. But that ball was just not there for him, and it was overthrown. So 4th down, Yukon has to punt.
Just shot Grady Mackey on that one. Norman's defensive line doing just enough to cause Logan to quicken up his progressions a little bit, go a little faster than he's want, and the Millers have to punt.
And the punt snap goes behind Jellison. Jellison gets shoved in the back. He can't pick up the football. Wouldn't have mattered if he could have. Norman has it at the 15-yard line, and they're set up shop. Not the first time we've seen that happen, Peyton. Seen it happen a lot this season. They've really struggled getting the ball to Cameron Jellison. They just cannot snap the ball cleanly to him, and even when they do, they have a hard time blocking for the punts. Cameron has had a tough time back there. It's not his fault, not at all. I mean, he's not a shortstop. Well, he might be, I don't know. But in football, he's not playing shortstop. When the ball's rolling to you like that, that's tough. I mean, that is a really tough play.
And it's one of the things where the Millers have continued to have opportunities, and if you don't take advantage of some of the opportunities the Millers have had, things are going to start to turn the other way, and that's where things start to turn in Norman's direction.
Knowles pitches it to McClarty. McClarty running left, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, and takes it into the end zone. High stepping, into the end zone. Touchdown, Norman.
Not many guys are going to beat Tyus McClarty to the edge, to the pylon to that side of the field. Just a simple pitch play. Dax Knowles pitches it to Tyus McClarty, and he uses his speed to take it to the corner of the end zone for another Tiger touchdown.
Hernandez set to kick the extra point away. Yukon had their chances to get back into it and couldn't capitalize, and now back down by 3 scores, 34-7, as the extra point is good. We'll take a quick break. Minute 28 left to go in the third. We'll be right back. You're watching Miller Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. 34-7 our score. Yukon trailing Norman.
And it's just been tough breaks. The Millers defense has put the Millers offense in position to try and get on the scoreboard. The offense just hadn't been able to take advantage, just a couple missed blocks, some missed opportunities. And then you got a bobbled snap, a bad snap, results in another Norman touchdown.
This onside kick is scooped up and returned, actually, by Day. Nice return by Day as he takes the ball to midfield. Well, if there's a play to be made, it's Logan Day. He's about the only guy who's made plays tonight. Makes one there up to the midfield. He's got the Millers' only touchdown tonight on a long run. I shouldn't say that. Logan Troxel has made plays. He's missed a couple throws, but he's also made a couple really nice throws that were dropped. And it's frustrating, when you're a quarterback, it's rainy like this, and you're still able to put the ball on the money, and guys don't make plays for you. It's extremely frustrating. And so I feel for Logan Troxel. I played quarterback when I was a little kid, and boy, if I threw a ball like that, I would have been really upset if the guy didn't drop it. as that ball is thrown over the hands of Baylor Weaver. But what I was going to say was throwing a football in general when it's wet is not easy. And Logan has actually spun the ball pretty well. That ball a little high, but that ball still probably needs to be caught, though. You know what I mean, Peyton? If it touches your hands, it really should be caught.
I think in that sense, that's one that should have been caught. But it's just, I think a lot of it's been the situations that this offense has been good in. This Miller's offense is not built for, as we've talked about, they're not built to come back from big leads like this. They're not built to have to go through the passing game. So it's very situational, and when they're down by as much as they are, down 27 makes things a lot more difficult.
Troxel back to pass. Now he's going to take off and run. Has a little bit of an alley. Lowers his shoulder and gets close to the first down. He's just shy of it. Needed the 40, got to the 41. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
That's a good job by Logan Troxel, seeing that seeing that there wasn't anybody open, and he just tucked the ball and ducked his shoulder and said, I'm going to try and get as many yards as he can. Did a good job on making things more manageable, setting up a 3rd and inches.
Brings up a 3rd down and inches for the Millers.
First down there for Troxel, up to the 34-yard line.
And that's a good job by the Millers offense. The whole entire offensive line did an excellent job. They knew it was coming. They know the situation when it's 3rd and inches like that, and there's open gaps. They know to go to the quarterback sneak, and they did a good job of staying low, getting penetration, and driving the Tigers' defensive linemen off the ball to create the first down.
Troxel out of the gun. 3 receivers far side. Keeps it, looking to pass, gets it off, gets it to Baylor Weaver. Weaver picks up good yards inside the 30 to the 26-yard line.
And those are the types of play Baylor Weaver can make. He can get the easy pitch and catch and make some positive yardage for this offense.
That'll do it for the 3rd quarter, folks. 34-7 our score. Norman on top of Yukon. We'll be right back for the 4th quarter. You're watching Miller football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
Back live with you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Millers trail 34-7. The 4th quarter tonight brought to you by our friends over at Champion Plumbing. I use Champion Plumbing for all my plumbing needs, so should you. Give them a call. 2nd down and 4 here for Yukon. Rain still coming down here in Norman. Not quite as hard as it was before, but still a wet rain out there, as Les Miles would say. Clock issue here to start the 4th quarter. Need to get it back to 12 minutes. And they do. So here we go. 2nd down and 3 for the Millers. Troxel looking to pass. Now escapes the pocket, throws the ball up for grabs. There's nobody over there.
It's a good job by the Tigers' defensive backfield. Just staying with the receiver. Doesn't take a whole lot. Just stay between the receiver and the ball. And one thing that the Tigers' defensive line have really started to do, and they've really started to key in on, they've added a little bit of pre-snap shifting. Just shifting a gap right before the snap. Does their best to create a little bit of confusion from this Millers offensive line.
Troxel snap, going to take a direct snap and run it. Goes nowhere. 4th down here and 3 coming up.
Troxel is stopped in the backfield on the
Tough break for the Millers. Troxel can't get anywhere. The blocks went to the linebackers and into the interior of the field, middle of the field, defensive line and linebackers. Just a couple missed blocks, and it set that play behind before it could even get started.
Miller's obviously going for it here, trailing by 27 points. 11.5 to go, under 11.5 to go.
Stop brings up a fourth.
Been a frustrating evening here for the Millers. Had a lot of chances to be in this football game. They've just not made them happen. As a whistle blown and a, what, timeout? Timeout called by Yukon. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back. You're watching Miller Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. 34-7 our score. Big fourth down coming up for the Millers. This is the last chance for even a dramatic comeback. It would be dramatic at this point. But if they were able to at least score or pick up this first down, keeps it at least the hope alive. As Troxel going to drop back and take off running to the near side. And he's got the first down. So good job by Troxel. Inside the 25 to the 23.
It's a good job by Logan, doing just enough. Recognizes nobody's open. The defensive backfield for Norman did a good job of staying with the receiver. But Logan, the Tigers were in man coverage. Logan recognizes they were in man coverage. Tucks it, runs. He gets the first down and keeps off. It's on the field.
Troxel running the option to the far side. Ball's on the ground. Sperry runs over there and tries to pick it up. I think his body completely slid. Wasn't able to. Picked up by Norman, and whistles are blown as they were trying to run that one to the house. It is Norman football, though, nonetheless. So Norman takes over again. Another turnover off the timeout. So that'll do it as far as the any aspect of coming back goes here tonight. 34-7 our score. Peyton, can you see the time for me? I can't see from our angle.
10:48.
Thank you, sir. 10:48 left to go in the game. Still a lot of time, but not enough time to come back from 27 points.
And the Norman defender, he did a good job. He knew the pitch was coming, did just enough to get in the pitch lane, throw things off a little bit. And when you have everybody on Norman's defense who's reading and reacting, they're flowing to the football. It creates a lot of havoc on this Millers offense, and it forces another turnover.
Ball marked at the 26-yard line here for Norman. Actually, the 27-yard line. Beg your pardon. Tyus McClarty still in the football game. Takes the snap, fakes the pass, takes off running. Going to get outside here, try to get a couple blocks. Does get the block. Now he's loose to the 45, to the 50. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Good run by Tyus McClarty. Boy, look at the patience there. And really just waited for his blockers to get downfield. And boy, did they ever. Tyus McClarty is a special runner with the ball in his hands.
He's the stir that makes this entire Norman offense go. His ability, you key in on him, and people like Dax Knowles and some of the other guys on this Norman offense will beat you, and it just creates the perfect combination.
McClarty, I would have to imagine, will be playing running back at the next level, as that should have been a false start. Took a moment for the referees to see it, but they did. Got the call right. Be 5-yard penalty.
And you're getting to the point of the game. You're down by as much as you are. The defense, we've seen some good things. Keep their confidence high. Keep their confidence high. Go out, even if you don't win this one, go out and try and win next week for their seniors and go out with a win for them.
Cardi hands it off, and a good job defensively there by the Millers.
Spencer Scott, again, part of that linebacking core. They're making the most of their opportunities. If they can get to Tyus McCarty or Max Wilson or Dax Knowles, they're making the most of their opportunity, and they're bringing them down in the backfield. Very impressive job, and a great job by Spencer Scott on that one.
Wearing number 92 tonight, is that Lucas Reyes?
Yes.
He was also in there making that play as well. He's getting some playing time. Haven't seen him play a lot this season, Peyton, unless I've just maybe I'm missing it, but good to see him in the game, making some plays. Screen pass set up perfectly, dropped. Or was it? Might have been a fumble. Oh, now they call it dropped. Took a moment. It was definitely an incomplete pass, but the referee took a moment there to blow the whistle. Got the call right. Yet again, I've been impressed with this officiating crew. You know, you don't have to be in a hurry to make calls. You just want to make the right call. And they've done a good job tonight. Really impressed with them.
They have. They've done a good job. And going back to what you're saying, that's one thing I've liked with this Millers defense. If guys that are showing them success in practice and other like JV games like Lucas Reyes, giving them some varsity reps and seeing if they can show out in the varsity game.
A bunch of missed tackles there. What I was going to say earlier, you know, Tyus McCarty, you have to think, right, that he's probably going to be playing running back somewhere in college, probably not quarterback, Peyton?
I think you'll definitely see him at running back. You could definitely, in any type of offensive system, you could always use a wildcat quarterback, a guy that you can use towards the goal line, and he could be the type of guy like that for any school.
It is 4th down here, 4th and 6. McClarty looking to the sidelines, 14 seconds on the play clock. He might punt this. Let's see. He will. He'll punt it away. And it just goes into the end zone. Almost a perfect punt. Guys weren't quite able to get down there on time, so the Millers will take the touchback there. Trailing 34-7. 8:59 left to go in the ball game.
And if anything, it's another stop for this Yukon defense. The defense in the second half, haven't given up as many big plays. We've seen the confidence in this defense start to grow the deeper into this game we get.
Millers are rushing guys onto the field. Finally get them set. Option right. It's Creech in the ball game. Hands the ball off. Picks up some yardage. Good to see him in the game.
It's a good job by Carter Creech on that one. Just taking what the defense gives him. They're giving him the pitch man. Just an easy play for him to make. He sees Logan Day on that one. Open to his right. Pitches it to him. Gets a positive gain of 5 on his first down.
Carter Creech, only a sophomore. Got to think there's some upside to his future here as a Miller. As he drops back to pass, throws a ball on the money. Caught by Baylor Weaver. And Baylor Weaver off to the races. Touchdown Yukon. Carter Creech putting the muffin right in the basket for the score. And that might be the future of the Millers right there for Carter Creech and Baylor Weaver. Both of them are youngsters, getting better every day of the season, and it's showing as they're getting more playing time. So the Millers cut into this deficit.
And that's what you're looking for. Carter Creech and Baylor Weaver, the chemistry they have is unlike anything I've ever seen. Easy pitch and catch, and Carter gets another touchdown on the board for the Millers.
34-14 our score. Ethan Nicolo's extra point was good. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Miller football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network, where we're set for a Rounders Pizza kickoff. Best pizza in Yukon. It's Rounders. And Peyton, you've got a Champion Plumbing scoring recap. And, hey, go ahead and tell us about it.
It's a short drive, 2 plays, 80 yards, resulting in Carter Creech's first varsity touchdown pass to Baylor Weaver.
Peyton, how cool is that? Just go ahead. Talk about how cool that play was. Why was it special for you?
That was a special play. Carter's my cousin, so excellent play. Love seeing that. I know how much work him and Baylor and a lot of those guys put in, so that was super cool to see.
There you go. I wasn't going to let you get by with not saying that on the air, man. That's a cool moment. If my cousin did that, I'd be stoked. Great throw from Carter Creech to Baylor Weaver. 34-14 the score. Miller's still fighting. You got to like to see that. These youngsters are battling here. 8:36 left to go in the game. There's still time. Again, to come back and win, it would be very unlikely, but hey, at least they're showing fight. That's what you want to see, and they're making some plays. And it's these youngsters that are making plays, and these are guys that will be wearing the red and white next season. So, good to see. Tyus McClarty still in the ball game. That last touchdown keeps him in the game. He hands the ball off this time, and it's stuffed for maybe a yard, up to the 40. It'll be second down and about 9 to go.
It's another tackle for Zane Samara. He said his name quite a bit tonight. He's done an excellent job of filling the gaps in the running game, and that's all that the coaching staff on the defensive side has been looking for from these safeties and defensive backs. Filling your running lanes. That's all they really need. Shedding your blockers, filling your running lanes, and not allowing the big play.
McClarty again. You know, they've gotten away from using Knowles back there. Have to wonder if that's an injury reason or what. Because they had a lot of success on it as McClarty takes the ball to the 47-yard line. It'll be a big third down here. The Millers were able to get a 3 and out. I guess you never know. You might get the ball back, get it to 2 possessions, but still unlikely, but you never know. Keep fighting, keep trying, and sometimes some crazy things happen.
Some crazy things have happened. Looking for another stop by this defense. Defense looking for a big stop just to build some confidence. There's a lot of seniors on this defense. Boost their morale before next week against Edmond Santa Fe.
I wondered why Knowles wasn't in the game. Here he is. He'll take this snap. And he'll take off running to the left side. Falls on the ground! Recovered by the Millers. Waiting for a signal here. There's no way I don't think there was any way he was down. He was on top of the defender. They're going to say he was down. I don't agree with that, Peyton. I thought he was down on top of the defender.
It's just the type of night it's been for the Millers. Potential missed opportunities. So, if you're the defense here, 4th and inches. They haven't had a lot of success stopping 4th and inches. Come out here, stop them on 4th down, and you get the ball back with still some chances to put some more points on the board.
4th and a yard. Millers need to be ready defensively. They'll just rush to the line of scrimmage. They did. And a quarterback sneak. And a first down. Couldn't let him have that one. That's a tough play, though.
It's a tough break. Thought you had taken some of the momentum back. Thought you'd taken some of the momentum with the force a turnover. A call doesn't go your way, and Norman keeps the ball and keeps their offense out there.
So Norman keeps this drive alive. Now they're just trying to roll the clock away. A little over 6 minutes to go here. 34-14, Norman on top. McClarty. And this Norman offense has the ball at the Miller 48. Handoff. Up the middle, picks up about 4 yards.
Tigers offense continuing to go what got them here. Continuing to use different guys, continue to keep that run game going and kill some more time off of the clock as they finish that one.
Shackelford looks like he'll be taking quite a few carries here. A little surprised. I know it's only a 3-score game and everything, but would be a little surprised to see McClarty doing this. But why not when he can do that? As he takes the ball inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
like you said, it'll be interesting to see how much longer they keep McCarty in. They still have a big game next week for some seeding of their own, try and make things a little less difficult for them as they head into playoffs. They go to Owasso next week. Not an easy trip. Owasso's senior night. They have some seniors who they're going to want to honor next week. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer they keep McCarty in this one.
Low snap. McCarty does a great job fielding it, but there's a fumble again. And this time Norman got back on top of this one. Boy, you have to think it's the rain because we've seen it lead. That's the 7th time the ball's been put on the ground tonight. The 8th time had the last one counted as a fumble.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way a lot of these turfs fields are, they don't do a great job of getting rid of the moisture. The moisture just kind of soaks into that field. And when the ball hits the turf on every play like that, it continues to keep the ball wet and makes things a lot more difficult for you to handle the ball.
2nd and 11 here for McClarty in the Norman offense. McClarty keeps it, running left. If he gets the corner, he's going to have a really good angle for the end zone. There he goes. Touchdown, Tyus McClarty. Impressive run there for Tyus as he was just able to escape the tacklers, get that angle. And once he got that angle, it was tough to beat it. So that'll put this one away tonight, folks. 40-14 is now the score. Norman will walk away with this win, and as Peyton said, a big game next week for their seeding at Owasso. Yukon will be playing Edmond Santa Fe next week for their final game of the season. It will be a home game. It's senior night, still an important night, but the Millers will not be playing for a playoff spot. They'll just be playing for their seniors one last time, as the extra point from Hernandez is good, so it's 41-14. Impressive showing tonight from Norman. Even with some of the mistakes they have made, they have rebounded well from them, recovered from them, and found ways to continue to put points on the board. And putting 41 up tonight, impressive. They came ready to play tonight. They got off to a really hot start. And, between that and just, like I said, paying off those drives, they've made it happen. 4:22 still left to go in the game, but at a 41-14 deficit. We know that the outcome will be a Norman win.
It's just a tough night. Miller's had a couple mistakes, had a couple breaks that didn't go their way. Touchdown early that was brought back by an offensive pass interference. Couple missed tackles, missed opportunities, a couple receivers dropping passes that were thrown right to them. All those small things and mistakes start to add up, and it's gotten us to where we're at right now with a little more than 4 minutes left in this ball game, and it looks like Norman's going to come out of this one with the win.
Got to give Norman credit. Their PA announcer, whoever handles the radio, they play some good country music here. And this is the first time they've actually kicked this ball up in the air. Going to be a squib kick. Received by Zane Samara, and a flag comes flying in. I can't see the referee there, Peyton, because of my view. Did you see it?
Illegal block in the back.
That's what I figured it was. Yeah. Our broadcast booth here is very small and hard to see. Having to literally have to stand up and walk back and forth to see things. Peyton and I are working well together to help each other out. What he can't see, I can, and what I can't, he can. So, teamwork tonight. Hey, Peyton, back over in 5A, big game in Del City tonight. Del City and Coweta, 1 versus 3 playing. 10-10 is the score. So that one living up to the hype. Creech back to pass. Does a good job escaping the pressure. Put a ball out there for Logan Day. Just a little overthrown. It'll be 2nd down, incomplete.
Yeah, like you said, Carter had the chance to try and hit Logan Day. Pass looked a little bit behind him, a little high. Just a tough pass for Logan Day to bring in on that one.
I want to point out to everybody, we were just talking about that game, that 5A game. The reason I bring it up is because it is on the Oklahoma Sports Network. After this one's over, that one might be one you turn over and watch. Close football game, big football game in the state of Oklahoma. Just want to remind you we have 11 other schools on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Plenty of football for you. Creech dropping back to pass. He's going to loft this one up in the air. Another perfect throw! Goodness gracious, it's Sperry this time. Another touchdown. Peyton's pumped up. Creech is lighting it up.
This is an excellent job. Carter rolling out to his right, waiting for Heath Sperry to get open in the middle of the field. Drops the pass right in the bucket. Heath Sperry brings it in, takes it all the way to the house. Even if the Millers do not come back to win this game, we're starting to see, we saw 2 long passing plays. The receivers starting to get some confidence, starting to gain some confidence in this game.
Carter Creech. Extra point is good. 41-20, the score. 41-21. I beg your pardon, is the score because, like I said, the extra point was good. We'll take a quick break. The Millers fighting here. The youngster comes in at quarterback, and he's showing off his arm. 3:58 left to go. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. Yukon going to try to kick an onside kick here, trailing by 21. 3:58 still to go. Ethan Acalo does kick a pretty nice, oh my goodness. It was actually a pretty decent onside kick, but it's going to be returned for a Norman touchdown. How about that? An onside kick returned for a touchdown. Not Ethan's fault. Max Wilson is the young man who scooped it up, ran it back for a touchdown. But Ethan actually, that ball took a really high hop, and that's a play where, his guys just kind of overran it. But there was a chance to get that football. Ethan's disappointed with himself, but I don't think that he has anything to be disappointed about. I thought he kicked it pretty decent.
No, it took the type of bounce that you're looking for in an onside kick. There was just nobody on the Millers there. Looks like a missed gap, missed running lane right there. There was nobody there to get it. That's the type, but that's like you said, that's the type of bounce you're looking for in an onside kick. Give yourself a chance. Ethan McCall, he looked a little disappointed, but that's what you're looking for. You just need a kick that can give your team a chance to go get it. He gave them that, but they just couldn't execute.
Absolutely. I keep seeing things from Ethan. If he's able to perfect a little bit more of his accuracy, this young man will be kicking on Saturday somewhere. Extra point is up, and it is good. 48-21. Norman back up by 4 scores. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Miller Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. Rounders Pizza kickoff coming up here. 48-21 our score. Norman on top. That onside kick was run back for a touchdown there. But the story for me, Peyton, and probably going to be the story for your family tonight, young man Carter Creech has come in and lit it up. Tell us the stats.
2 for 3, on 2 drives for 163 passing yards and 2 touchdowns.
To 2 different receivers, too,
Yes.
you might add. Mackey on the return, makes a couple guys miss. Trying to get to the inside. He's past the 50 to the 40 and takes himself out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Heck of a return there from Grady Mackey. And all of a sudden, this game's kind of turning into a little bit of an old Western shootout here. Both these teams going back and forth at each other.
Grady Mackey using the speed, using his blocks, set up the Millers offense. Excellent field position starting on the Norman side of the field. With the momentum this offense has built the last 2 drives, it'll be interesting to see how they come out on this third one.
Big Carter Creech has a load of confidence going right now. 3:40 left to go, and quite frankly, he has everybody on the edge of the seat wanting to see what he does next. He hands this one off to Logan Day. Day picks up some good yardage and gets a first down. You know why that run play worked right there, Peyton? Everyone at home, why that play worked? Because you've completed passes down the field. Now you've got the defense thinking, whoa, can't let this guy let a receiver get behind me because this quarterback can throw it. And sure enough, there's a big run play up the middle for a first down. It opens up the field, my friends.
The running game and passing game feed off of each other. And when you've had 2 consecutive you've had the last 2 drives end on long pass plays, it really opens up the running game for your running backs.
Handoff goes to Day again. Day picks up a couple. Tried to bust it outside, wasn't able to do so for much, but still gets a positive gain on the play.
Did a good job. Monty Johnson on that one just did a good job setting the edge. Him and Logan Day have been very familiar with each other through this entire ball game. He's been flying around anytime Logan had the ball. We've seen number 17 for Norman there. And it's, again, like you said, using the run game, continuing to move in a positive direction, keeping it forward momentum.
10-yard crossing routes there if they want it. There's going to be a false start coming up. I still want to see that, Peyton. I want to see a crossing route here for Creech. I want to see Carter throw that too. I think it's going to be open. Safeties are dropping back. Linebackers are caving in. If you get a little crossing route over the middle, it's open.
And some of the receivers in this Millers offense, they have some like underrated speed ability. They have the quickness. That's one of the more underrated qualities with the Heath, Sperry, Baylor Weaver. Some of those guys are quicker than the defense might think.
Creech looking to throw. Throws over the middle. Oh, boy. Great play defensively. That was almost another touchdown pass for Carter. That was a nice throw, stepping into the pocket, looking over the middle for Baylor Weaver. And Baylor was there, but a good play defensively.
Nice throw. Good defensive play, like you said. Did an excellent job of making a play on the football. Carter leads Baylor just a little bit more, gets a little bit more air under it. Could have been another touchdown for the Millers.
3rd and 13. Trips to the far side. One receiver to the near side. Back to pass goes Creech. Going for a fade route. Was that caught? What a catch by Kennison Rogers. Holy cow. Another sophomore making a play. It's the youngsters of the Millers. Another good throw from Carter Creech, giving his guy a chance. 1st and goal. 2:07 left to go. Folks, if you're a Miller fan, this is something to be excited about. The youngsters. Handoff today. That doesn't go much of anywhere. Back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal coming up. But my goodness, there's a reason we're getting excited in the booth. This is something that Yukon fans all over have been wanting to see all season, is passes down the field, guys making plays on the football. And these guys have, I promise you, these receivers have wanted these opportunities too. Here they are getting them, and they're making the most of them. What a catch by Kennison Rogers, folks. That's one that ESPN would be playing on a top 10. Great play by the young man. Carter Creech going to keep it up the middle and leap into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the game, 2 passing, now 1 rushing.
It's an excellent job by Carter Creech on that one. And the offensive line did a good job staying on their blocks, sticking on their blocks, and moving to the next level, using their double teams and their blocking to get to the 2nd level, get flow to the linebackers, and give Carter enough room to get into the end zone.
Ethan Nicolo set up to kick the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick up. Kick is good. So, all right. The Millers are fighting here, and it's the youngsters. I love it. 48-28. A minute 27 left to go. We'll actually keep it here. We won't take a break because just going to be a quick moment here for me to tell you a little bit about our sponsors. First of all, Rounders Pizza, folks. This is my favorite pizza place in Yukon. And, you know, Peyton and I both, we've gone there a couple times, and it's one of our favorites. So go check out Rounders Pizza. Rounders Pizza is located at 815 East Main Street, where every day is game day at Rounders. And now, another scoring recap. Peyton, what do you have for us? This is brought to you by Champion Plumbing.
Okay, so our scoring recap, 6 plays, 38 yards, ending in the Carter Creech touchdown run. His third total touchdown of the game, and 38 yards, 6 plays, ending in the Carter Creech touchdown run.
Miller's again going to try to kick another onside kick. We'd like to see them get this one just because I want to see these young guys play offense again. McCullough this time actually just boots the heck out of this one. And a really good job by Norman, able to receive it. So this game will go ahead and start finishing up here. But you know what? Something to be excited about, Peyton, as the season is coming to a close. One more game next week against Santa Fe at home. It'll be senior night, and we want to make sure we are there for that. Make sure we want to tune in for that as well. We're excited about being there for it. Playoff won't happen, like we said. Had to win this one. 48-28 is the score. Norman has the football with only a minute 25. They'll look to just run the clock out here. But what we've seen from some young players tonight, Kennison Rogers, Baylor Weaver, and, of course, Carter Creech at quarterback, making plays and doing so in explosive fashion. So it's cool to see, as there'll be a run play that'll be stuffed for a loss, and the Miller defense does a good job on that. That was, again, Baylor Weaver coming in there making another play. So he's doing it on both ends of the field. That's cool.
Seen some guys getting some opportunities on both sides of the ball. Like you said, Kennison, Rogers, Baylor Weaver, Carter Creech. On defense, Lucas Reyes got quite a bit of some valuable reps. Also had Lucas Jones in there on the defensive side of the ball. He's another sophomore, one of the guys who they look for to be the future of this program. Did some excellent job making some tackles in open field from his safety position tonight.
Another handoff. And if they want it to be, this can be the last play of the game. As long as nobody takes a timeout. I assume nobody will. And I think that's it, folks. Yep, that'll do it, folks. So the final tonight, 48-28, Norman wins. Big win for the Tigers tonight. They played well. They started the game hot, and they finished it out. Yukon battled in the end. Stuff to be excited about, as we said. Logan Creech came in, scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. 2 of them passing, 1 of them rushing. So that was fun. Look forward to next week. There's going to be some discussion around around the town, I'll tell you, about who will be playing and who will not be playing as far as starting next week on senior night. But, hey, fun night, fun fourth quarter, a lot to look forward to. If nothing else, things to look forward to in the next season. Peyton, any final thoughts?
We had some excitement towards the end there. Some of the young guys getting involved, airing it out a little bit. Tough result in the end. Miller's coming out on the wrong side of this one. Senior night next week. Join us on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Senior night next week against Edmond Santa Fe. Join us for that as the Millers try to go out and send the senior class out with a win.
All right, folks. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank our producer, Marcus Henson, our camera guy, Kerry McGuire, always doing a great job. And Peyton, great job as always. Great working with you. Look forward to seeing you next week. Also, hey, shout out to our guy Billy, who stepped in last week. I was out of town, and he stepped in, did a fine job. And, of course, my crew held down the fort. And wasn't nervous about it at all because I knew that my guys were going to come in here and give you guys a great broadcast, and they did just that. So I thank you guys for that. And look forward to seeing you next week, and look forward to seeing everybody at home next week as well. And also, before I let everyone go, my favorite thing to do every week, it's important to me, is to say hello and thank you to all of our military men and women who can't make it to the games, who are shipped out of seas, or stationed out of seas, I should say. Thank you and special hello to you. Also a special hello to everyone who can't make it to the games, for whatever reason you may have. A special hello to all the shut-ins. And thank you so much for tuning in to us and using our platform to watch your Millers play football. Until next week, I'm Colton Fleetwood saying good night, everybody.